Going to cost Matt Clare's red card that he picked up with 2 minutes and 47 seconds left in the match, disputing an official's call. And we all remember the hubbub over all of that. Well, that red card cost Clare tonight's game. He is serving a one-game suspension from the league for that red card. We'll tell you what that means for the B-52s and give you the team sheets when we return on the pregame show. We'll take a 1-minute break and come back with the lineups for both squads tonight. You're listening to Wichita B-52s Soccer.
We're out to be number one in the USA. That's the reason people say Rusty Eck Ford, hey, you can't do better than that.
National Ford Truck Month is here and off to a great start. As the number one truck dealer in the state of Kansas, Rusty Eck Ford has some fantastic deals. Take our discounts, combine them with the national factory discount. You just bought the world's favorite truck for 70% of the price.
Selection, lowest prices too. That's the reason people choose Rusty Eck Ford, yeah, you can't do better than that.
For example, a 2013 F-150 Super Crew 4-wheel drive. You get the national Ford discounts plus Rusty Eck Ford's discounts. That puts you in the driver's seat for $13,271 under market value.
Rusty Eck Ford, yeah, you can't do better than that.
Truck Month, Rusty Eck Ford, get excited.
Absolutely unbeatable.
If you don't come see me today, I can't save you any money.
Discounts or rebates based off MSRP. All vehicles plus tax, title, license, and fees.
Back to Hartman Arena. Let's bring you the team sheets for tonight's match. A PASL regular season contest and a U.S. Open Cup quarterfinal match between the Wichita B-52s and the Chicago Mustangs. Now, the U.S. Open Cup implications are as such. The winner tonight will face Cleveland in the semifinal round. That'll be at a date and a time and a location to be determined. The other quarterfinals are set as well. One of them is being played tonight. It's a non-league game as non-league side Austin FC takes on Hidalgo La Fiera. Bay Area and Las Vegas are in the other quarterfinal. That match has not yet been scheduled. We'll introduce the visitors first. The Chicago Mustangs are 13-0, and their head coach is Armando Gamboa. What we do not have for Chicago is confirmation of which of their players will not play tonight. They've got 16 who warmed up, 16 who traveled. Because this is a PASL match, you can only dress 14. So to be frank, we're not exactly sure, even at this point, who's in and who's out. But we'll bring you the team sheet from last night because we would consider that the regular team sheet for the Chicago Mustangs at this point under Armando Gamboa. In net will be Jesus Flores. He's 13-0. He's played in every match for the Mustangs this season. On defense tonight for Chicago, David Aranda, Omar Santillan, Rodolfo Vasquez, and Yoshio Sandoval. In the midfield, Victor Sanchez, Miguel Vaca, Adrian Ortiz, Pee-wee Ortega, and Chico Perisotto. And the forwards, Wilo Martinez, Brian Moya, Diego Peñaranda, and Alexis Camarena. Wilo Martinez is the name to know. He is one of the leading scorers in the PASL with 31 goals and 15 assists. He's one of 3 20-goal men for this Mustangs team. Miguel Vaca has 27 goals. Brian Moya has 26 goals. Those 3 among the 9 who found the back of the net in Chicago's 16-9 win at Tulsa last night. Now the team sheet for the B-52s. They're 6-6, and their head coach is Larry Inlow, who we'll hear from later on in the pregame show. Jason Dewey once again getting the start between the sticks. He's 5-2 in his 7 starts this season. The defense for the B-52s tonight will be Casey Barton, Brent Hobson, Dan Sack, Brady Bryant, and Tico Rodriguez. Tico, the 28-year-old Wichitan, returns to the side. His last match was back on December 14th when he featured in a win over Tulsa here at Hartman Arena. Picked up a knock in that game or had not played since then. He comes into the side tonight replacing Anthony Scorniamillo. The midfield tonight for Wichita features Michael Chang, Travis Pittman, Kevin Jackson, Colin Lauder, and Larry Martinez. Martinez is back in the side after missing last Saturday's match with a concussion. The 21-year-old from Dodge City has 3 goals and 2 assists in 5 games. Matt Clare, again, not in the midfield tonight for the B-52s. Their leading scorer and only double-figure goal scorer on the season, sitting out through a red card suspension. Picked up a very costly red lay in that Tulsa match for arguing with officials. And the forward lineup tonight for Wichita, Natan Modesto, Abiel Cordovas, and the newest member of the B-52s, Blake Ordell. If that name sounds familiar, then you've been paying attention this season. Ordell played in 4 matches for the troubled Illinois Piasa squad this season, and in those 4 matches, he scored 6 goals. Those 6 goals came in 2 matches. One was against the B-52s in Illinois. One was against the B-52s here at Hartman Arena in early January. And his performance in that match showed his quality. Ordell, a 28-year-old from Honokaa, Hawaii, at 6'1", 185 pounds. He is a big and physical forward. He has good ball skills, a nose for the back of the net. And he is a veteran of both indoor and outdoor soccer, even playing professionally in Sweden and in the MISL in his past as well. So Blake Ordell is being welcomed with open arms to this B-52s side, and he'll step in. Essentially, your changes from last Saturday's win: Ordell, Martinez, and Rodriguez into the lineup. Scognamillo is out. Matt Clare is out. Hans Hassel gives way in the side as well. Again, no Chris Lemons for the B-52s tonight. Unfortunately, Chris Lemons becomes the 3rd member of Wichita's defense to be sidelined with a season-ending injury. That bulging disc in his back is going to keep him out for the rest of the season. So Wichita will be without their captain, the 34-year-old Chris Lemons, on the back line. He joins Alex Mosley and Kevin Tenike among the walking wounded veterans, real quality players in this league on Wichita's back line. And Wichita will try and hold the line with Barton, Hobson, Sack, Rodriguez, and Bryant here tonight. Let's take 10 seconds for station identification while we have a chance to do so. You're listening to Wichita B-52 Soccer.
This is Wichita's home for Fox Sports Radio. Sports Radio 1410 KGSO Wichita and KGSO.com.
It's a PASL regular season match, match day number 13 for the Wichita B-52s. It's also a U.S. Open Cup of Arena soccer match tonight as the B-52s host the Chicago Mustangs. Wichita hoping that they can catch a tired Chicago team in the second half of back-to-backs on the road, much like Chicago did, as Wichita ran out of gas after taking a halftime lead in Villa Park, Illinois, in the first meeting between these two teams this year. Let's take a 90-second break. We'll come back and hear from head coach Larry Inlow. Prior to this one, you're listening to Wichita B-52 Soccer on Sports Radio 1410 KGSO.
Why Emerson Biggins West? The food. Not just bar food, a step above. Big Lou would have it no other way. Always fresh, never frozen. Frozen chicken fingers? Not here. Frozen fries? Not here. Not at Emerson Biggins West. Tried the homemade tacos?
Yeah,
You'll be blown away.
they are.
Big Lou has his own touch on this menu, and Wichita's
they haven't
crazy
even introduced
about
the
it.
visitors
Emerson
yet.
Biggins West for the family, lunch, or dinner. Located at 21st and Mays behind Dillon's. You will not be disappointed.
If you are looking for a new bank to build a relationship with, let me suggest Home Bank and Trust Company. Personal, friendly, convenient. That's 3 words that describe Home Bank and Trust. Home Bank has a location on the west side at Central and Mays Road. Also on the east side at 13th and Greenwich. And with an easy online banking program, the transition to Home Bank is a simple one. Home Bank and Trust for personal and corporate banking. Home Bank and Trust, member FDIC.
CrossFit Compels, Wichita's newest authorized CrossFit facility. No matter what your fitness level is, they'll cater to you with scalable workouts in a fun community atmosphere, featuring high-intensity workouts that produce dramatic results. Invest in your health and fitness at CrossFit Compels, attached to the Flying Moose Antique Mall between Tyler and Mays. CrossFit Compels, fitness for your daily life.
Back live from Hartman Arena, where we are a little late getting going tonight, as the Wichita B-52s are preparing to host the Chicago Mustangs. In fact, the Mustangs are just now being introduced on the pitch here at Hartman Arena. Because of that, we're going to take another 30-second break and then come back with my pregame conversation with head coach Larry Inlow. This is B-52 Soccer.
Cartridge World asks you, why pay
Was I
more to
supposed to
print?
go to them?
Discarding your printer cartridges after one use is bad for the environment and your
Nobody
wallet.
knows but
That's
us.
why there's the convenient cartridge refill and recycling services offered by Cartridge World. Cartridge World will refill your ink and toner cartridges, saving you up to 30% each time. And it's all backed by their 100% satisfaction guarantee. For business accounts, ask about free pickup and delivery. Cartridge World. See them on the west side at Maple and Ridge and east at 21st and Rock.
Pregame coverage of Wichita B-52s soccer on Sports Radio 1410 KGSO continues. Dan Lucero speaking pregame with the head coach of the B-52s, Larry Inlow. And Larry, you had a 3-game challenge for your team after you fell to Dallas to start the new year and dropped to 3-6. A 3-game challenge to get back to 500. Your players responded. They're on a 3-game winning streak. They're back at that 500 mark. What's the new challenge you put in front of your team for the final 4 games of this regular season?
Well, the final 4 games is exactly the challenge itself. So we've completed our 3-game challenge, and we brought in our new 4-game challenge to close out the season and hopefully give us a couple more games, because if we handle the challenge the way we're supposed to, it will give us our semifinal match against Cleveland that's not currently on the schedule.
A 10-9 win over Tulsa your last time out. Just a wild and weird and strange one on the road. Dips and dives, twists and turns in that match. Obviously, you're glad to get a win, but what did you take away from that game that you needed to work on in training this week to really improve upon or shore up?
Well, we just made sure that we reiterated the fact that nobody is above the team. Nobody should make a decision that affects the team on their own, and that being their own emotional loss of control. Despite how bad the refereeing was, we cannot afford to lose our cool and our patience in the game. And when we did that, it kind of faltered very bad, very quickly. And we were very fortunate to escape with that win, and we needed it to advance, obviously, for tonight's U.S. Open Cup implications. But it's a win nonetheless, something we'll definitely learn from for this week, and then hopefully we can keep our quest going for the Cup tonight.
You kind of spoke to it opaquely there, but Matt Clare red-carded in that game against Tulsa. As per league rules, he's out tonight. Who needs to step up in the midfield to kind of fill that void that's going to be left by your leading scorer tonight?
Well, it's kind of a trade tit for tat, if you will. We lost Matt Clare, and we've also lost Chris Lemons for the season due to a back injury. So those are 2 huge holes for tonight's game, and obviously Lemons will be a huge hole for the rest of the season. But we got Larry Martinez back from his concussion earlier, and we've moved Michael back into Matt Clare's spot. So having Travis back in the lineup obviously helps a lot, and we've got a new addition to the team up front, which will hopefully add that scoring power that we're going to be losing in Matt.
Let's talk about that new addition. Blake Ordell really looked to be the only quality in that Illinois side last time you saw them here. He scored a hat trick. He's got 2 hat tricks against you guys this year. And I know managers see players score hat tricks against them and think, oh, I'd like to have that guy. Well, now you have that guy. What does Blake Ordell bring to this side?
Exactly that. I'm hoping that he brings all his bag of tricks and all his goals with him. That he put in on 6 goals against us in 3 games was very, very, very good for them, very bad for us. So I'm excited to have him, and we had a talk introducing him to the team, and I let him know in no uncertain terms is he to change his game in any capacity for us. Just maybe add some tools that we have strategy-wise to his bag of tricks. But other than that, not to be nice, not to be conservative, go out there and do what he does.
The Chicago Mustangs are the opponent tonight. It's an unbeaten team. They are one of the best goal-scoring teams in the league. There's also goals to be had against them. Do you expect a very open match tonight?
You know, I really do, and I hope that, the fact that they have had somewhat of an easy run in their conference, not to take anything away from them, because they're a fantastic side. Obviously, their record proves that, and their goals against them.
90,
2 minutes. I'm really hoping we come out and show them exactly what it means to play some real tight defense, choke it out, make their goalkeeper play it long, win that 50-50, and then bring ourselves forward by breaking their pressure, because they like the high pressure. And once we get it past those first 2 guys, maybe getting our good looks and our good chances.
Larry Inlow is the head coach of the Wichita B-52s. Larry, thanks for your time. Best of luck tonight.
Thank you very much.
We'll have the kickoff from Hartman Arena. When we come back, you're listening to B-52 Soccer on KGSO.
People often ignore the dangerous symptoms that might be the warning signs of a stroke. These are called TIAs, or mini-strokes, warning signs of serious trouble ahead. In fact, a person who has had a TIA is 10 times more likely to suffer a stroke. If you ever have trouble seeing, speaking, or understanding, severe headaches, or numbness or weakness in your face, arm, or leg, even for a brief moment, see your physician immediately. For more information, call the Galicia Medical Group at 316-858-2288.
We're out to be number one in the USA. That's the reason people say Rusty Eck Ford. Hey,
we're getting longer than 2 minutes.
Just National Ford Truck
run them
Month is here
30
and off to
seconds
a
at a
great
time
start.
until I
As the
ask
number
for
one
it back,
truck
all
dealer
right?
in the state of Kansas, Rusty Eck Ford has some fantastic deals. Take our discounts, combine them with the national factory discount. You just bought the world's favorite truck for 70% of the price.
Selection, lowest prices too. That's the reason people choose Rusty Eck Ford. Yeah, you can't do better than that.
For example, a 2013 F-150 Super Crew 4-wheel drive. You get the national Ford discounts plus Rusty Eck Ford's discounts. That puts you in the driver's seat for $13,271 under market value.
Rusty Eck Ford, yeah, you can't do better than that.
Truck Month, Rusty Eck Ford, get excited.
Absolutely unbeatable.
If you don't come see me today, I can't save you any money.
Discounts are rebates based off MSRP. All vehicles plus tax, debt, license, and fees.
Building a new barn, storage building, or implement shed? Then call B&B Lumber. B&B Lumber sells Grand Rib 3 metal siding. This high-quality metal siding is durable, maintains superior color retention even in the toughest summer heat, and comes in 16 different colors, giving you beauty that lasts for years. B&B will design and order all your building needs, so give them a call. B&B Lumber, K42 in MacArthur in Wichita, and 225 South Meridian in Newton.
Guys, it's never too early to be thinking about Valentine's Day. Trust me, you don't want to forget. And you don't want to get your missus the same boring flowers she's gotten every year either. This time, get her a bouquet of fruit. Fruit Bouquet Company designs fresh fruit creations that are pleasing to the eye and the stomach. You can place your order
back after
today
this
and dazzle your darling with a fruit bouquet this Valentine's Day. Order online at FBCKS.com. Call 686-3322 or visit them at 4618 East Central. Fruit Bouquet Company, FBCKS.com, 686-3322.
From Hartman Arena, just north of Wichita, Kansas, it's time for Wichita B-52s soccer on Sports Radio 1410 KGSO. It is time for action tonight. The B-52s hosting the Chicago Mustangs. B-52s in orange shirts tonight with white letters and numbers, blue shorts and blue socks. I think this is the first time this year that they've gone with orange over blue. The visiting Chicago Mustangs in a black kit with white sleeves, white shorts, and white socks. The matchup in goal tonight for Chicago, Jesus Flores makes his 14th start in as many games for the Mustangs. He's 13-0 with a 5.31 goals against average. The B-52s counter with Jason Dewey making his 8th start. He's 5-2 with a 5.16 goals against average. Quick correction to the lineup for Chicago. We gave you last night's lineup. There was one change to that. Diego Peñaranda not in the lineup tonight. In his place will be defender Guilherme Vega. So another body added to the back row for the Mustangs. The Douglas Street Hooligans to my right in Section 108. They are in full voice, as always, as the B-52s take the field. They'll go, I believe, right to left has been their custom to start. Out on the field, Michael Chang, K.J. Jackson, Eviel Cordovas, Brady Bryant, and Brent Hobson. Out there for Chicago looks to be Pee Wee Ortega, Chico Perisotto, Guilherme Vega, Brian Moya, and Adrian Ortiz. B-52s right to left, Chicago left to right, and the Mustangs will kick off. Lights are a little dim over the arena floor right now. Looks like they haven't kicked the heat lamps back on yet after the anthem, and they're trying to come back on. It's a very slow process right now, but they're trying to kick the lighting overhead right over the playing surface back on. Again, the winner of this match will play the Cleveland Freeze in the semifinal round of the U.S. Open Cup of Arena Soccer. And a location and a date to be determined. So plenty at stake in this one. Chicago's unbeaten record. Wichita trying to get over 500 for the first time in franchise history. The kickoff played by Brian Moya. Chicago on the ball. We're underway. Quickly down the field to Ortiz down the left wing wall. Brady Bryant marking him. Ortiz deep in the corner, dribbles out and pokes a pass back to the midfield. Parasoto dispossessed. Good steal by Eviel Cordovas. Cordovas on the run down the field. Cordovas beats two defenders, gets it ahead of Michael Chang down the wall. Chang trying to center it off the boards, but it's covered up by Flores before Cordovas can dive on top of it. Long throw down the field by Flores, and on the end of it was Moya. He tried to play a back pass into the midfield. It got dispossessed. Wichita's got the ball. Michael Chang against two defenders. He has it stolen. Moya wide left. Has it taken away by KJ Jackson, and Jackson plays it neatly around the wall. Down the right wing boards is KJ, and he's tripped up by Vega inside the offensive zone. That'll be a foul, and Wichita will get a restart. KJ, the 4-goal hero in Tulsa last Saturday, including the game winner with 19 seconds left, and he looks sprightly to start. Wichita will get a restart. High right. It's played by Cordovas, back for Travis Pittman. He'll slide it left side for Casey Barton. In the offensive zone, sack a one-touch ball to Larry Martinez, and he has played off the ball. Chicago racing the other way. Transition long ball diagonally into the left corner for Wheelo Martinez. He centers off the board, nobody home. It comes around to Victor Sanchez in the right corner. Sack plays him off the ball. Pittman trying to dribble it out. He almost had it stolen. He'll poke a pass back to Barton, who chips it down the field. There's a foot race now. Cordovas wins the race to the ball in the offensive zone. On the left wing, Cordovas takes the left-footed shot and blazes it just wide. It comes around to Larry Martinez, deep in the corner right for Pittman. Double teamed, he falls down, ball comes back to Barton. Referee playing the advantage here. Another long shot by Cordovas. That one saved by Flores. Rebound came into the right corner. Chicago trying to clear the offensive zone. It's poked back in by Barton to Flores. And now Wichita will change shifts, and Chicago will play the ball. Good early flurry for the B-52s. Couple shots by the Cuban Missile, Eviel Cordovas, but nothing doing yet on the scoreboard. Chip ball down the field, into the corner, chested down, overhead chip by Vaca, but it's cleared out to midfield by the B-52s. Back in the offensive zone, wide left, Wheelo Martinez. His shot blocked by the back heel of Barton. Comes wide right for Vaca. Vaca, second leading scorer for Chicago with 27 goals, dribbles out near the center circle. Pressured out high by Dan Sack. Worked on back for Vega. Vega under pressure from Lauder will back pass to Flores. Flores on the ball. Scored a goal last night in Tulsa. Chipped the keeper. Now turns it over at midfield. Lauder going for goal from distance, and he scores! Colin Lauder scores from beyond the midfield line to give Wichita the lead. A poor pass into the midfield. It came right to Lauder, and Lauder easily chipping Flores, who was way off his line. And the B-52s lead 1-0 with 12:29 to play in the first quarter, as Colin Lauder has his 7th goal of the season. There was some contact behind the play. Blake Ordell got elbowed in the face and went down in front of the Wichita bench. Refs missed it, it appears. But Ordell is fine, to his feet and back to the bench, and Wichita has the lead on the undefeated Chicago Mustangs. Chicago takes the kickoff as the hooligans chant for Colin Lauder, his 7th goal of the season. Banged down the field by Flores. Wheelo Martinez in the right corner, looking to center through, and it's chipped in for a goal. Yoshio Sandoval chipping it over an oncoming Dewey. A beautifully weighted through ball from Wheelo Martinez for the assist. And just like that, 17 seconds after Lauder gives Wichita the lead, Chicago responds to tie it. Sandoval has his 3rd goal of the season. Wheelo Martinez will, of course, get the assist. And it's 1-1 here in the early going at Hartman Arena. Long ball by Wichita, headed directly out of play from the offensive zone. That's going to give Wichita a restart at the top of the goal crease. Brady Bryant standing over the restart. Three-person wall for Chicago. Whistle blows. Coming around is Cordovas. He'll take the shot. He drives it into the wall. Loose ball at midfield. Cordovas trying to control it. He shoved off the ball, and now a 3-on-1 for Chicago. They race down the field. Brady Bryant broke it up, intercepting the pass with a strong tackle on Brian Moya. But now it's lofted back into the offensive zone. Trouble in the right corner. That's Pee Wee Ortega. He got around Bryant, got bumped down. His ball out to midfield. It escapes Moya and comes all the way out to Vega in front of the penalty box. And he'll work it on back to Parisoto. 1-1, 11 and a half minutes to play here in the first quarter. Contact along the near wall between Bryant and Vega. Ball goes down the wall, and they're going to call a foul here on Wichita. Looks like that'll be on Tico Rodriguez for shoving Adrian Ortiz. Restart, high right wing. It's played into the corner for Ortega. He centers it in front off the hands of Dewey and blasted into the back of the net by Wheelo Martinez for the goal. And Wheelo Martinez has a handstand and a backflip as he gives Chicago a 2-1 lead. Wichita had the lead for all of 17 seconds, and it was tied for less than a minute. Martinez has his 32nd goal of the season. Dewey just didn't have a strong enough hand to keep that rebound from trickling across the face of goal. And Martinez never going to miss from there. Makes it 2-1. Wichita in the offensive zone. They try a shot. It's blocked away by Flores. Into the right corner was Martinez. Barton chipping it back into the corner. Nobody home. Racing across was Blake Ordell to keep the play alive. But Chicago able to get it out of harm's way and reverse sides of the field. Now down the right wing, Wheelo Martinez has the run of Hartman Arena. Try to play a centering ball. Barton got in front of it, knocked it away. Back to Santillan for Chicago, who plays a back pass to Flores. Now Wheelo Martinez, one of the very best players in this league, and fans here at Hartman Arena have seen why. He's got a goal and an assist already tonight. Chip ball by Flores, looking to chip Dewey and send it into section 108. Flores can do that, though. That's how he scored last night in Tulsa. Yes, a goalie goal last night. Flores tallying in that 16-9 Mustangs win over the Revolution. Jason Dewey throw it down the field. Natan Modesto looking to seal off his position to get the ball and does. Barton bangs it back down in the right corner. It's in front in the crease, and Flores gets there before K.J. Jackson could get a touch. Thrown back out ahead. Barton able to steal it. K.J. Jackson down low right for Barton. Barton centers, and the chip try in front by Chang is just high. All he had to do was tap it in. He got too much on it, and it hit the glass over the top of the goal. Back into the crease for Flores, palms it. Flings it down the field for Pee Wee Ortega. Ortega busting it down the right wing. Centers the ball wide left. A shot is wide. The rebound stopped by Dewey. A super reflex save as Ortega had the ball come right to him at the top of the crease. Dewey got the left hand down to deny it. Chicago turning more defense into offense. A shot is saved by Dewey. He denied Sanchez diving low to his right that time. Wichita will slow things down a bit. Chip down the field by Brady Bryant. Into the left corner, Travis Pittman is there first. Facing away from goal, he works the pass back to midfield for Bryant. One touch to Tico Rodriguez. Rodriguez, crossfield ball, Modesto. He returns it to Bryant in the midfield. Chip down into the right corner. Off the glass and a whipped header by Vaca into the hands of his keeper. Rolled safely for Vaca, down the right wing for Wheelo Martinez. Dispossessed by Rodriguez. Tico Rodriguez collides with Martinez, keeps the ball, tried to work it ahead to Cordovas, but it was intercepted by Santillan. 8:57 and counting to play here in the first quarter. 2-1 Chicago. Larry Martinez with a good interception in the defensive zone for Wichita. Chipped the ball ahead. Cordovas shoved down, no foul called. Vaca on the right corner. Nice step over move to try and create space, but Martinez stayed with him and blocked the shot. Vaca deep in the corner. Cleared off the boards and out of play by Travis Pittman. And they're going to bring the restart. No, they're not going to have the restart at the top of the crease, I don't believe. No, never mind. Yes, they will. The restart will be at the top of the crease. Wichita doesn't think that's right, but that's the call. So a free kick coming. Back pass. Martinez shot. It hit both posts and didn't go in. And now a downfield ball. Michael Chang on a breakaway. Chang one-on-one with the keeper, and Flores slides out and denies Chang. Chang couldn't lift the shot over the keeper at the top of the crease. Golden opportunity for Wichita after Martinez's free kick effort somehow stayed out of the net. Dewey never even saw it. Another steal in midfield. Wichita can turn this into a 3-on-2. Cordovas down the middle. Long shot saved by Flores. It was right on him. And Flores able to knock it down. Brent Hobson at midfield will back pass for Dewey. Good action in this one so far. 2-1 Chicago. 7:46 and counting to play here in the first. Down the right wing wall. Good steal by Brent Hobson. Hobson charging down the wing. Into the offensive zone. Tried a shot, got shoved down by Moya, and the foul is called. That's second foul on Chicago. Wichita gets the restart. It'll be Hobson and Ordell who stand over it. It's on the left wing about 30 feet from goal. Ordell slid it into the corner. Lauder tried to return it. It got stolen. Came out to Martin to try to shot. That one is saved. Chicago trying to clear it, and they dribble it to safety. Sliding down was Vega, but his pass chipped out to midfield. Hobson beats Ortiz to the loose ball. Tried to bang it off the boards to himself. Couldn't do it. A steal at midfield by Larry Martinez. Loose ball as a pair of players collide, and Lauder comes out of there with it for Wichita. Lauder back passes to Barton. He'll chip it all the way down the field into the left corner. Ordell is there first, jostling with Ortiz. Ordell goes down. That's a foul on Chicago. 3 on the Mustangs. Wichita gets a restart down low left side with 6:57 to play in the first. Brady Bryant comes rushing on. He waves off Ordell, tells Ordell to drop back as Bryant will play this out of the corner. Back for Chang. Chang shot blocked. He gets the rebound. Chips it in the corner for Bryant. Bryant blasts it off a Chicago defender. And Martinez gets there for Chicago. Wheelo Martinez sprinting down the right wing wall. Ordell with him every step of the way. Martinez beats him. Deep in the corner is Wheelo Martinez. Now bringing the dribble back out near the 50, and he'll work a pass out to midfield. Chicago will regroup. Long distance effort is blocked in front by Daniel Sack. That was Vega who went for net. And Sack got the touch to it before it ever got through to Dewey. Ball chipped out of bounds into the Wichita bench. Last touch by the B-52s. And we have a media timeout with 6:28 to play in the first quarter. 3 goals scored in less than a minute. 2 of them coming from Chicago. Colin Lauder scoring for Wichita. And it's the Mustangs 2, the Wichita B-52s 1 with 6:28 to play in the first quarter. Back in a minute. This is B-52 Soccer on KGSO.
For a mower with a smooth, comfortable ride and a beautiful cut, check out a Grasshopper mower at Maximum Outdoor Equipment. The Grasshopper's out front deck easily converts from side discharge to a bagger or a mulcher. It can edge, trim, and even clear snow, and a simple touch of a button lifts its power fold deck for easy maintenance or storage, residential or commercial. Come find the Grasshopper that's right for you at Maximum Outdoor Equipment, 1002 Southwest Street, and online at MaximumOutdoor.com.
Maximum Outdoor Equipment.
I'm out here in the Atlantic Ocean to prove to you that Bonefish Grill's new steamed Icelandic cod is as fresh as the sea salt stinging my eyes. It's drizzled in citrus Thai sauce with Asian salsa and jasmine rice. It's only 550 calories and $14.90.
You there in the tux, get off my boat.
There's also
10 seconds.
Kate's Wild Haddock back for a limited time. So come and show that new you what you're made of. I'll even save you a seat.
Really? You do that?
Bonefish Grill. Happiness here.
6:28 to play in the first quarter. Slight correction. I said 3 goals inside a minute. That's not quite true. After Wichita opened the scoring with Colin Lauder's goal at 2:31, it took 1 minute and 5 seconds for Chicago to score twice. through Yoshio Sandoval and Wilo Martinez to gain the lead, and they have it 2-1 here in quarter number 1 at Hartman Arena. Chicago with a restart in front of Wichita's bench on the far side as we resume play. It's chipped off of Natan Modesto, who was defending Vega, and the loose ball rolled back into the crease where Jesus Flores grabbed it. Pittman pressing. Flores plays a ball across field to nobody. Brady Bryant overran it, but able to play the ball first time. Nice steal, though, and a back heel from Ortega. Now a Chicago defender beats two men, rounds the keeper, Dewey, and slides the ball into the open net for the goal. Brian Moya just too fast for the B-52s. He ran through Martinez and Rodriguez like they were street cones. Just went right between the two of them. Easily rounded Dewey, kept his composure at the end, and Brian Moya has his 27th goal of the season to give Chicago a 3-1 lead with 6:05 to play in the first quarter. No assist given officially, although I think Ortega ought to have had one. Dewey blasts the ball out of play, far side, but he was over the 50, so the restart will be where the ball went out of play and not at the top of the crease. And there's a reason this Mustangs team is 13-0 and averaging over 10 goals a contest. In fact, over 13 goals a contest, or over 12 goals a contest, I should say. Quality in bunches for this Mustangs team. Ball at midfield. Wilo Martinez controls it. Back pass goes all the way back to Flores. Yoshio Sandoval down the field. Sanchez and Lauder collide. Ball comes through both of them to Chang. Wide right to his countryman Cordovas. Inside on the left foot. He tried the shot and rocketed it well high. But it was blocked by a Chicago player. So Wichita will get the restart where the ball went over the boards, and that's along the left wing boards about 15 feet from goal. Michael Chang slides it back for Brent Hobson. Hobson, a shot blocked in front. Hobson heads the rebound back to Cordovas. Chip back down in the left corner. Chang took it first time and kicked it across and out of play. Restart is a simple back pass from the corner to Flores. And the keeper in the green shirt tonight will walk ahead now. Turnover at midfield. KJ Jackson. Jackson, wide left clip to Chang. Chang tried to center it back for KJ. It was blocked by a Chicago player and covered by Flores. Chang maybe should have gone for glory himself. He tried to tee up KJ. And now there's an injured Chicago player. Clock is stopped with 5:02 to play in the first quarter. I believe that Santillan, the defender, who was the one who got the touch ahead of KJ. It was a wide open net. The pass snuck underneath the diving Flores, but Santillan there to deny what would have been the goal-scoring touch. But Santillan may have injured himself in the process. Not may have, he's down injured. And he is being checked out by the medical personnel here at Hartman Arena. Up to a seated position. Looks like it might have been his right knee, perhaps, or his right leg. 3-1 Chicago, 5:02 to play in the first. The Mustangs have scored 3 straight goals. And Santillan is up to his feet on his own, and he'll walk off the field under his own power. So, good news for the Mustangs and for Omar Santillan that he appears to have avoided injury. And so far, Chicago's showing no ill effects from having played a game last night in Tulsa. Then again, Wichita looked sharp in the first half at Chicago when they were playing in the second half of back-to-back on the road. And they ran out of gas in the second half. We'll see if that happens to Chicago tonight. Ball was headed out of play by Chicago. Wichita gets the restart. Chipped down the field by Dewey. Headed out of danger and out of bounds by the B-52s from the offensive zone, which means the restart comes to the top of the crease. Brady Bryant will be the one who takes the kick. He'll charge, so will Pittman. Pittman to Cordovas, and Cordovas lifts it over the net and out of play. ABL can't keep the shot down so far tonight. .449 to play here in the first quarter, 3-1 Mustangs. Restart will be in the hands of Flores. Keeper walks it to the top of his crease, flings it down the field, and it's intercepted by Travis Pittman. Cordovas wide right, chipped it over the head of Dan Sack. Dewey's got to retreat to the right corner to play it, and then the pass was deflected by a Chicago player. Little trouble there, but it does leave the offensive zone, only briefly. Chicago turns into a 2-on-1. Dan Sack tracking back with the interception before Chico Parasoto could have a shot on goal. Sack in trouble in the right corner. Ball comes through him. Pittman wide left with a cool, calm pass for Chang. Chang lifts it down the field. It's intercepted before it can get through to Cordovas, making his run. Now along the near wall, we're going to have a foul called on Wichita. Chang and Pittman were tied up trying to dispossess Vega, and they call a foul on the B-52s. That's their second. Ball played to Moya, back heel for Ortega. Ortega, the step over. Brady Bryant's not having that. He steals, and here's a 3-on-2. Wichita on the break. Brady Bryant around the defender. Bryant falls down. There's the foul. Yoshio Sandoval took him down to ground, and Wichita will get a restart just to the right of the crease. And now Chicago has 4 fouls. Blake Ordell looking like he wants this one on his B-52s debut. He and Pittman are over there. Ordell takes it and scores! Welcome to Wichita, Blake Ordell! And he does a cartwheel and a somersault. Blake Ordell on the restart puts it in the back of the net, and it's 3-2. Wichita back within 1 with 4 minutes to play in the first quarter. Blake Ordell, welcome to the B-52s. His 7th of the PASL season, his first in the orange and blue, and Wichita back within a goal. He scored on a restart against Wichita earlier this year, so the B-52s were fully aware he was capable of a shot like that. And he curled it around the wall, and Flores never even flinched. There was a foul called on Wichita just after the kickoff. That's their third. Ball chipped into the offensive zone by Chicago. Larry Martinez bangs it back out to midfield. Santillan with the back pass to Flores. Flores wide left for Santillan, showing again no ill effects from that knock he took earlier. Down the right wing wall, Yoshio Sandoval with it. Back for Flores. He'll roll it over the 50-foot line. Chips it down the field. Wide right, it bangs off the glass. It's headed by Lauder into the hands of Jason Dewey. Casey Barton with a nice little move around Wheelo Martinez. Barton with a dribble down the field. Ahead for Modesto in the offensive zone. He's dispossessed. Ball runs into the right corner. Martinez there for Wichita, but there are 3 Mustangs there, and they take it away. Back into the offensive zone by KJ. We have a whistle here and a foul called. Wheelo Martinez got a little rough with KJ Jackson. And that's 5 fouls now on Chicago. Wichita will get a restart near the wall, right on the 50 on the right wing. Cordovas is over it, but he's looking like he's going to play a back pass here from this angle. Cordovas will work it back to Brady Bryant. Wide left, Hobson. Hobson dribbles into the offensive zone, tries the left-footed shot. It's blocked by Sandoval, and he clears it only as far as Bryant's forehead. It's back to Hobson. He's double-teamed along the wall left side, And it rolls clear. And up ahead, it's Wheelo Martinez down the right wing wall. Martinez, a shot is just wide. Cordovas came to close him down and rush the shot. Now it's Aviel down the field. Aviel tripped up. There's a whistle. There's a foul. And that's 6 on Chicago. Wichita about to go on the power play with 2:30 to play in quarter number 1. Blake Ordell trying to get the crowd revved up as Chicago decides it looks like it'll be Miguel Vaca who will serve this penalty out. Nope, check that. It'll be Alexis Camarena. The 5 on the power play for Wichita. Chang, Lauder, Hobson, Pittman, and Ordell. Off the restart, Lauder, wide right, Hobson in the offensive zone. Back for Chang. Back right wing for Hobson. Chipped across the field. It never got through to Ordell. A leaping Flores grabbed it in his crease. And he'll fling it as far as he can. Aranda tried to flick on a header and missed it. And Michael Chang goes back to retrieve it at his own 50. Chang up ahead for Pittman. One touch wide right for Hobson. It comes back to Pittman. 30 seconds gone on the power play. Lauder around a defender. Wide right, Hobson in the offensive zone. Back for Chang. 2 men high for Wichita here in this power play. Pittman down low right. Back out to the wing for Hobson. And we got a whistle. And a foul is called on Chicago as Pittman went down in the corner. Santillan called for the foul. That's their 7th. It's in the corner for the restart. Hobson's going to take it with 1:18 left on the power play. Referee's making sure Hobson has enough room to play it. Ordell shot saved. A diving Flores got the right palm to it and stopped its progress. Flores rolling wide right to a teammate. That's Santillan. Diagonal ball looking for Sanchez in the offensive zone. Chang got there first. Banged it off the glass. Couldn't clear the zone. And now it comes back through to Chang. He is able to clear the zone. Hobson some good footwork to stay out of trouble. Wide left to Lauder. Wichita trying to break here on the power play. 50 seconds left in it. Trailing by a goal. Lauder tries one just wide, a goal. Across the face in the right corner, it's Hobson. Tried a centering ball, had it blocked back to him by Sandoval. Sanchez trying to work it out of there for Chicago. And he does, all the way down the field. Dewey comes ahead to play it. Back for Chang. 30 seconds on the power play. Hobson down the wall. Pittman tripped by the keeper. Here's a whistle. That was Flores who came in to trip Pittman deep in the right corner. That's team foul number 8 on Chicago. And again, Wichita gets a restart down deep in the right corner. 26 seconds left on the power play. Comes through to Pittman. His shot blocked in front. Rebound cleared out. And into Wichita's defensive zone. Dewey gloved it at the top of his crease. Fires it ahead. Lauder. Long diagonal ball to Hobson. 12 seconds on the power play. Crossfield to Ordell. Shot, score! Blake Ordell's got a second, and we're tied up with 38 seconds to play in the first. Blake Ordell, a brace on his B-52s debut. They love him already here in the Air Capital. A little Hawaiian punch up front from Blake Ordell. And we are tied at 3 as Ordell scores on the power play goal. Hobson should get the assist. 38 seconds left in the first. 3-3. Restart taken by Moya. Back for Ortega. He chips it down the field and into his own bench. Wichita gets the restart. Dan Sack bangs it down the field. Into the left corner. Got past Modesto and into the crease where Flores gloves it. Flores sets it down for himself to dribble outside the 50, and he'll chip it down the field. Dewey makes a leaping catch in his crease. He fires to KJ along the right wing wall. Back for Brady Bryant, who chips it down the field. Headed back toward midfield by Ortega with 8 seconds. Jackson nearly had a steal. Larry Martinez on the left wing wall, jostling for position. 3, 2, 1. Long shot well wide by Chicago as time expires. What a first period that was here at Hartman Arena. The home crowd to its feet. Wichita scored early to take a 1-0 lead. Lost that lead in a 1 minute 5 second span. But Blake Ordell with a pair of goals to tie this one up. It's 3-3 after one here between the B-52s and the Chicago Mustangs. Back in 2 minutes with quarter number 2. This is Wichita B-52s soccer on Sports Radio 1410 KGSO.
Newman University Athletics, an NCAA Division II program, continues to excel at the regional and national level. The Jets had 6 nationally ranked teams last season, including a men's basketball program that made its first ever NCAA tournament appearance. Women's volleyball has already doubled its win total from a year ago. Jets Athletics showcases excellence with upgraded facilities like a new scoreboard and dugout for the soccer team. Academically, Newman University has won 3 straight conference GPA awards. Discover more online at newmanjets.com.
If you drive a pre-owned GM vehicle with OnStar, you've got a powerful connection to help wherever you go, but only if you activate the service. So we're giving you a chance to test drive it for 3 months at no cost or obligation. Just push the blue OnStar button and ask for 3 months on us. If you're lost or need help, we'll be there. Offer good on 2006 or newer, digitally equipped pre-owned and non-active GM models. Visit OnStar.com for coverage map, details, and system limitations.
Hey, Dan, did you hear Obama took a pay cut?
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he took a 5% pay cut because that's what other government workers were losing due to last year's sequester.
Apparently this Duke-Syracuse game is ham right now.
He gets paid a pretty hefty salary
Really?
as president.
Yeah, Duke hit a 3 in the final second, sent it to overtime. So, you know, you got TV in there. If you want to watch overtime of a good basketball game.
Other than his job?
I'll have to turn that on then.
Where's all this extra cash coming from?
Do you guys use the TV at all when you do the morning show?
Sometimes.
I remember Chris used to. Chris, if like there was a breaking news, like breaking story or breaking press conference.
We watched KSCW Kitten Bowl Friday.
Really?
Yeah, we sure did.
That's awesome.
You mean there's a way
the
I
Puppy
can do
Bowl
this for
also.
myself?
Oh, that's tomorrow. I'm jacked up. I love it.
If you don't believe me, go to secretincome14.com
10 seconds here.
and check out the story. It's totally free, and you don't have to sign up for anything.
What's that website again?
It's www.secretincome14.com.
A frenetic and fun and wide open first 15 minutes here tonight at Hartman Arena in this PASL regular season match and U.S. Open Cup quarterfinal. Wichita struck first with Colin Lauder scoring twice, or rather scoring once to make it 1-0. Chicago scored 3 straight. Yoshio Sandoval, Wilo Martinez, and Brian Moya making it a 3-1 Chicago lead, but Wichita bit back. The new hero here in the Air Capital, Blake Ordell. A restart goal and a power play goal late in the final minute of the quarter to tie the score at 3. Wichita will get to start with the kickoff here in quarter number 2. And they will go left to right, shooting into the hooligans here in the second quarter. It's Martinez out there with Cordovas, Pittman, Rodriguez, and Barton for Wichita. And it's chipped down the field off the restart. Pittman trying to knock it down, headed it wide left. Larry Martinez there first. Gets around one defender, lost control of the ball, played off it in the corner. Moya played off the ball by Tico Rodriguez, and Martinez works it back for Pittman in the midfield. Wide right for Casey Barton, down to Cordovas. They got through Cordovas. Deep in the corner, Rodriguez is down there battling for Wichita, but Ortiz able to clear for Chicago. It'll one-hop into the bench on the far side. Wichita will get the restart in front of their own bench. It's back for Casey Barton. Chips it down the field. Cordovas leaped to try and get to head to it, could not. And Flores knocks it down and picks it up. He'll fire it down the left side. Chipped away from Hobson by Vaca, but Vaca lifted it into the seats. Barton down the field off the restart. Playing water off the ball was Sanchez. Comes back down the field, once again hops the boards out of play. Wichita gets another restart. This one in their own zone. It's back for Dewey, playing it ahead for Lauder. Lauder pressured, gets around two defenders. Passes ahead, intercepted by Sanchez. Vaca ahead, but Wilo Martinez couldn't make a run onto the ball. Hobson able to intercept. Hobson intercepted at midfield by Martinez. Wilo down the middle of the field. Trying to get around Barton, couldn't do it. And Cordovas with the interception. Eviel Cordovas is hip checked down. That's a blue card foul on Yoshio Sandoval. Wichita about to go back on the power play. Cordovas trying to beat Sandoval and Santillan for pace. And it looks like Sandoval might have gotten just a little bit of hip into him. And the official did not hesitate, went right to his pocket for the blue card. So with 13:41 to play in the second quarter of this tie match, Wichita back on the man advantage. It's the same power play unit that converted last time. Lauder, Chang, Hobson, Pittman, and Ordell. Into the offensive zone for Hobson right side. He'll dribble into the corner, leave it for Pittman. Pittman will poke it back for Chang outside the 50. Back in the corner for Hobson. Trying to center it, got blocked by Santillan, and Santillan clears it only as far as Chang. Chang, a long-range effort that hit somebody in the head and caromed out of play. Chang leaving the field of play, hopping over those short boards to retrieve the ball. He plays the restart for Lauder. Lauder through to Hobson in the right corner. He took too heavy a touch. Sanchez able to get on the loose ball. And we got a whistle, and Hobson ruled to have fouled Sanchez as Victor Sanchez tried to turn ahead. That is Wichita's fourth team foul. Chip down the field. Headed by Lauder. Moya trying to keep it. Ordell intercepts for Wichita. Minute 20 left on the power play. Chang bringing it forward. Wide right for Hobson into the offensive zone. Comes back to Chang on one touch. Lauder wide left for Ordell. Ordell tried to step over. It got stolen by Ortega with a nice little slide. He was sliding to block a shot and ended up, in effect, like a slide tackle. Those aren't legal, but there was no intent there, so no whistle came, and rightfully so. Long ball hit the top of the glass in the Chicago zone. Wichita trying to hustle out ahead. Chicago really pressing here, and we got a whistle and a foul called on Chicago. That's their ninth. 50 seconds left on the power play as Wichita starts ahead. 3-3 with 12 and a half minutes to play in the second quarter. Lauder pressured at midfield. Got around his defender. Pass ahead to Hobson. For Chang, back to Hobson. Hobson beat his defender into the corner. Center shot! It did not go through! Ordell begging for the goal, but Flores was on his back and he reached up and he batted it away. Ordell thought it cleared the line, but he won't get that call reversed. Wichita back into the offensive zone. So close to a hat trick for Blake Ordell. Steal by Chicago. They work it back to the midfield. Vega with the outside of his boot down the wall. Santillan trying to run onto it and does. 10 seconds left on the Wichita power play. Looks like this one's going to go empty for the B-52s. Ordell tried to poke it home, and he believes he did. But Flores able to keep it out, keep it from rippling the back of the net. And the referee ruled no goal. Didn't have a great angle on it, but frankly, neither did I, so I'll withhold judgment. Power play is over. We're back to 5-on-5. Pee-wee Ortega dribbling backwards. Pittman pressuring. Ball worked wide right for Santillan, and he pokes it back for Flores. Flores passed directly up the middle of the field. Touch took Ortiz wide left. He plays it ahead for Ortega. Double team in the corner. Ball's tied up on the wall just outside the 50. And it comes through, and there was a foul called on Chicago. referee rules, I think that was either Camarena or Vaca that threw an elbow, and that's 10 fouls on the Mustangs. Do we have a timeout on the field? Larry Inlow is furious about something, and he's giving it to the referees. And I believe the official just gave both benches a warning. Yep, that's what happened. Bench warning. The official held up an empty hand. Not a card yet for Armando Gamboa or Larry Inlow, but the next time the referees hear from either one of them, it will be. Anyway, Wichita gets the restart after the foul. Dewey chipping it down the field. Header by Modesto. Nobody there for Wichita. Vaca ahead to Camarena down the right wing wall, looking to beat Bryant. Chicago player fell down, played it off the boards back to Vaca, and Bryant stole it away. Body's hitting the floor, but Wichita's got the ball. Sack played a through ball down into the offensive zone, but Parasoto's going to be able to muscle Modesto off of the ball. Slide it ahead for Ortiz. Ortiz, a cross-field ball to Santillan, making a run down the right wing. Santillan into the offensive zone. Cuts inside to the left foot. Back outside. Pass to Vaca in the corner. Vaca around one defender, not a second. Good standing tackle there by Daniel Sack. KJ Jackson looking to break. And he has. KJ Jackson down the left wing wall. But Sandoval cuts in front of him to steal it away. Just too heavy a touch there by KJ. And Sandoval was able to stand in and dispossess him. Here comes Guilherme Vega, cutting inside onto the left foot. Back onto the right. He's just left of the crease, sliding it into the corner. Back out to midfield, a long pass for Sandoval. Sandoval through a defender. One touch shot in front by Camarena, saved by Dewey. It was probably heading wide anyway, but Dewey took no chances, getting a strong hand to it and diving on top of it. Wichita on the ball at midfield. Cordovas along the left wing wall, beats two defenders. Chipping it ahead for Chang, who back heels it into the left corner. Cordovas is there first and shoved off the ball. There's a foul called on Chicago. That's on Sandoval for some rough play. Wichita will get a restart in the corner. That's 11 fouls on Chicago. The next one will give Wichita another power play. 3-3 our score, 9:23 to play, second quarter. Wichita scored first. Chicago scored three straight. Blake Ordell has scored the last two of this match for Wichita. Off the restart, Cordovas' shot is blocked. It comes all the way out to the right wing. Barton tried to head it. It came off a Chicago player. And now Lauder goes down, and there's a foul on Chicago. So here comes power play number 3 tonight for the B-52s. Lauder a little bit slow to get up, and a little ginger as he comes off the field. For the third time tonight, Wichita will have the extra man. They are 1 for 2 tonight on the power play. It'll be Camarena to serve the infraction. Chicago's penalty killers are Sanchez, Sandoval, Santillan, and Aranda. Power play for Wichita will be Cordovas, Chang, Hobson, Ordell, and Pittman. Restart play to Cordovas. Back to him from Chang in the right corner. Through to Pittman, who slipped stepping on the ball. And Chicago's got the steal. Ortega's out there, not Aranda. Ordell tried to pass it to Hobson. Ortega stole it. Along the right wing wall, Ortega trying to beat his defender off the wall, and did, and Hobson fouled him. That's 5 on Wichita. This is a skilled and quick Chicago team, as we've said multiple times tonight, and Ortega, one of the better ones. He scored 4 goals in Chicago's win over Wichita back on December 1st. So a restart outside the 50 on the right wing. Santillan to take it. He overran it, and then, that was on purpose, and then passed all the way back to Flores. Flores will chip it back down the field. Off the glass. Chang there first. Got it around a defender to Hobson. Wichita will try and break. Aranda all over Hobson, but some nice footwork for Hobson to get free. Down the middle of the field for Pittman. Pittman, a through ball. Cordovas hustling into the right corner to get there. One touch back to Ordell. He tried a shot that got blocked. Headed off the wall by Sandoval. Ordell cleans it up. Back for Chang. Minute 13 left on the power play. Wichita wants to settle down. Cutting inside is Chang. For Hobson. Hobson back up top for Chang. Chang wide for Cordovas. Cordovas, the left-footed drive, off the glass and out of play. Cordovas just kind of overcooking his shots tonight. Hasn't been able to keep them down and on net since an early chance. Restart is way out of play from Ortega. Restart will come back to the top of the crease. These are dangerous opportunities at even strength. With the extra man, they're even more dangerous. Tied at 3, 58 seconds left on the Wichita power play with 8:13 to play in the second quarter. Chang sets the ball at the dot at the top of the crease. Pittman is down low. Chang wide for Ordell, but it's stolen. Pee Wee Ortega got a boot in. Lofting it down the field for Brian Moya. Moya gets around a defender. Tried to pass ahead. Cordova's coming back to make a tackle. And now a double team. Ball is loose. Still loose. Wichita will get possession back with Pittman. 37 seconds left on the power play. Through ball from Hobson intended for Pittman. Stolen by Ortega. And then he went down and they called a foul on Travis Pittman. And that's 6 on Wichita, meaning that for 28 seconds we will play 4-on-4. And then after that it'll be 1 minute and 32 seconds of power play time for Chicago. It'll be a forward who sits this one out, who sits in the box. It's going to be Blake Ordell who will serve it for Wichita. But first a timeout with 7:43 to play in the first half. Wichita and Chicago tied at 3. This is B-52 Soccer on Sports Radio 1410 KGSO.
CrossFit Compelled.
1 minute here, Daniel.
Authorized CrossFit facility.
And while we have a moment, let's say hello to the owner and operator of the Indoor Soccer News Twitter feed who is watching the live stream tonight.
Invest in your health and fitness.
I would like to dispute his claim that, quote, Duke basketball sucks. No, it does not. Although they did apparently lose tonight. But it was a great game.
Fitness for your daily life.
Syracuse wins in overtime. But Duke basketball does not suck, sir.
The food. Not just
but thank you for listening and for following along tonight. We do appreciate
Big Blue
you.
Would have it no other way. Always fresh, never frozen. Frozen chicken fingers? Not here. Frozen fries? Not here. Not at Emerson Biggins West. Try the homemade tacos. You'll be blown away. Big Lou has his own touch on this menu, and Wichita's crazy about it. Emerson Biggins West for the family, lunch, or dinner. Located at 21st and Mays behind Dillon's. You will not be disappointed.
Back to Hartman Arena, 7 minutes and 43 seconds to play in the first half, and for the next 28 seconds, we will play 4-on-4. Wichita picking up the 6th foul team violation. After Chicago had already done so, Wichita had 1 minute 32 with the extra man, were unable to convert, and then Travis Pittman picked up a foul for the B-52s. Blake Ordell in the box for 2 minutes. We play 4-on-4. Chicago with the restart, and we're back to action. It is Jackson, Hobson, Bryant, and Sack, the 4 out for the B-52s. Chicago just knocking it about in their own end. Over the 50 is Flores. He'll pass back for Santillan. Just killing that final few seconds on the Chicago penalty so that they can have the power play here. They were not interested in doing any real playing 4-on-4. Camarena exits the penalty box. He'll sprint off. Joining the play is Vega. Chicago will get their power play out there. Sanchez on the ball at midfield. Wide left for Vega. Back for Sanchez. Up ahead for Vaca. Crossfield ball. Sack steps into intercept and chips it down the field to safety. Good interception. Good hustle by Daniel Sack to read the play. Minute left on the Mustang power play. Vaca to Sanchez in the center circle. Sanchez tees it up on the right foot, plays a reverse ball left side for Vega. Square ball right side for Vaca. Try to put it in the corner. Hobson blocked the pass. He chases Vaca, who wins out. Wide left for Vega. Back for Vaca. Vaca leaves it for Wheelo Martinez in the right corner. Back up top for Vega. Wide left, a shot squibbed by Sanchez, may have been partially blocked by Sack, and easily caught out of the air by Jason Dewey. 25 seconds left on the power play. Vega, down low left. Step over in the corner and a pass on back for Sanchez outside the 50. 15 seconds left on the power play. Martinez, long-range shot. Bryant in front of the net, blocks it clear to safety. 5 seconds left on the power play. Ordell ready to exit the box. Sanchez up ahead. Time expires on the power play. Long shot hit the inside of the post. Oh, my goodness. Brian Moya just about had a golazo from about 75 feet out. That one swerved hard to the right. Dewey never moved, and it caught the inside of the post. Chicago lofts it deep. Back in the offensive zone. Martinez centers, shot, score. Miguel Vaca on the doorstep. Hobson tried to head it clear and missed on the flick, and it turned into a 2-on-1 in a hurry. And Chicago's so deadly on those 2-on-1s. Martinez will get another assist, and Miguel Vaca has his 28th goal of the season to give the Mustangs the lead back 4-3 with 5:20 to play in quarter number 2. B-52s chip it down the field off the restart. Flores gets a toe to it in the left corner. Ahead for Sandoval. Sandoval into the midfield, chested down by Pittman. Pittman tries a long-range shot off the glass above the net. He charges down his own rebound in the left corner. Sandwiched off the ball by 2 defenders. Now it's in the corner. It's in front. And Ordell almost turned it home. He chases down the rebound. It's back for Barton, who miskicks it. And it lifts over the glass and out of play. Boy, I'm not sure how that ball almost squeezed through, but it just trickled across the face of that goal. Blake Ordell has come so close to a hat trick. Sanchez down the left wing wall with Larry Martinez marking him. Sanchez beat him for pace around into the corner. Barton coming to help out. Ball centered. Martinez's shot is just wide. And Pittman clears to center. 4-3 Mustangs. Wheelo Martinez, lot of space down the left side. Crossfield ball, one-touch shot is saved by Dewey. He got the right hand to the effort from Pee Wee Ortega down low in the right corner. Barton up front for Chang, who tried to backheel it. That got intercepted by Sandoval in front of the penalty box. Sandoval goes down. Chang whistled for the foul. That's 7 on the B-52s. .402 to play here in the first half. B-52s trading punches with the undefeated Mustangs. They trail, though, 4-3 after Miguel Vaca's goal, the lone tally of this second quarter so far. Mustangs with it. A dummy run by Ortega. Camarena trying to center, couldn't do it. It came to Modesto, pokes it across the field. KJ Jackson overran it, but a nifty bit of skill to get around a defender. And now KJ down the field, slides it for Modesto left wing. Natan Modesto through to Chang. Chang flubbed his lines. Tried a left-footed shot, miskicked it, and it sailed over the glass. Flores will chuck it down the field with the right hand. It will hop up off the wall in front of the Wichita bench. Camarena could not shake Brent Hobson, who works the back pass to Dewey. Dewey chipping it down the field. Parisoto shields Modesto, allowing the ball to come through to Flores, who catches. Ball along the far side. And we have a whistle and a foul called on Wichita. It's going to be on Brady Bryant for shoving Adrian Ortiz. That is now 8 on the B-52s tonight. Restart in front of the Wichita bench. Sanchez will roll it ahead. Moya wide right. Chipping it cross field. Chested down. Trying to head it on net. The ball was actually pinned between the chests. That was hilarious. It was between the chests of Sandoval and Brady Bryant, and they waddled forward, tied up together with the ball balanced on their sternums for a couple of feet. And they called the foul there on Chicago. And that is number 13 on the Mustangs. Cordova settling down an aerial ball. Back for Bryant, wide right in the midfield. Back across for Hobson. Wichita trying to get some possession here. Little 1-2 between Chang and Hobson. Hobson knocked into the wall with the elbow of Vega, and a foul is called. That's 14 on Chicago. Hobson playing the restart as a chip ball. Sandoval wins out in the aerial duel with Cordovas, and they called a foul on Cordovas. The official all the way across the field saw something and whistled Cordovas for a foul. That's now team foul number 9 on the B-52s. Quite a marked contrast. Last week we had an officiating crew in Tulsa who wouldn't call any foul. And here tonight in Wichita, we've got an officiating crew that calls every foul. Wichita trying to break forward. Hobson blasts one from outside the 50 and missed it high. Cordovas on the ball wide left off the rebound. For Pittman in the corner. Pittman around a defender. Cross field to Hobson. Hobson for Lauder. Lauder back for Hobson. Reverses back into the right corner now for Pittman. Pittman overran it. Moya clears. Bryant settles it down. Back in the offensive zone. Lauder cutting inside on the right foot. Has it poked off his foot by Sandoval, and it ricochets into the Wichita bench. Minute 49 to play here in the first half. Mustangs leading the B-52s 4-3. Dewey hoofs it down the field. Chested down by Cordovas into the path of Pittman, who returns it to Eviel. Eviel in the right corner is double teamed. Back heel to Pittman. Pittman a right-footed shot blocked in front by Santillan. Martinez looking for Vaca down the left wing, but Sack will outrun Vaca, and back pass for Dewey. Only one goal in the second period. There were 6 in the first. Sack at a downfield ball diagonal. Chang gets there. Chips it up for Ordell. It's headed away from him by Vega. Sack returns it to the offensive zone. Chang along the left wing wall. Bangs it off the boards for KJ. KJ Jackson muscled off the ball. Vega again, and Vega fouled from behind. Kind of got slew-footed there by Jackson. Team foul number 10 on the B-52s. Final minute of the first half, and Chicago wants a timeout. They're going to get one. Chicago 4, Wichita 3. 59 seconds left in the first half from Hartman Arena. We'll take a 1-minute break. You're listening to B-52 Soccer on Sports Radio 1410 KGSO Wichita.
All Things Barbecue invites you to visit our brand new showroom at 818 West Douglas in the historic Delano District. Our expanded showroom features hundreds of sauces, rubs, and accessories, and the top brands in outdoor cooking, including Yoder Smokers, Weber, Napoleon, Big Green Egg, and more. Stop by and check out the new All Things Barbecue at 818 West Douglas, just 2 blocks west of the clock tower in the historic Delano District. All Things Barbecue,
at
where
Indoor
barbecue
Soccer
legends
News.
are made.
Apparently that's the same person behind at Mustang Soccer as well.
More than breast cancer or cervical cancer.
That's why they're watching
People think
tonight.
of a heart attack as a male phenomenon, but in fact, nearly 1 in 2 women will die of heart disease. Women also have atypical symptoms, including shortness of breath, fatigue, and trouble sleeping. Give yourself a chance to beat the odds. Work with your doctor to stay fit. Lower your blood pressure. If you have risk factors, get a stress test. It's
Get an ID real quick here after this.
316-858-2288.
Before we return to action, let's take 10 seconds to identify ourselves. This is the home of B-52 Soccer.
This is Wichita's home for Fox Sports Radio. Sports Radio 1410 KGSO Wichita and KGSO.com.
59 seconds to play in the first half at Hartman Arena, just north of Wichita, where the Chicago Mustangs lead the Wichita B-52s 4-3 in a PASL regular season match and U.S. Open Cup of Arena Soccer quarterfinal. Chicago getting the restart, going right to left. Santillan plays the ball, rolling it into the midfield, and it's immediately passed back to the keeper by Ortega. Flores dribbles across the 50, bangs it down the field, comes high off the glass, header by Sack as far as Sandoval in the right corner. He turns it over. Ordell trying to dribble through 2 defenders, dispossessed. Vaca tries a shot. It was deflected by Sack and caught out of the air by Dewey. Dewey passing ahead for Pittman, who will one-touch it back for his keeper. Dewey chipping it over an onrushing Mustang. Pittman chests it down in front of the penalty boxes near side. Back for Barton. He's dispossessed. Ortega's flying around. Around the corner, and a low shot is stopped by Dewey. 15 seconds left in the half. Sack down the left wing wall. That's stolen. Baca back the other way. One last rush for the Mustangs. Baca back heels. Cutting inside with a long shot. Just over the goal was Ortega. Rebound. Santillan. Redirection and a score. Are they going to count it or are they going to wave it off? There's no time left. They are going to count it, and they're going to put 1 second back on the clock. They will count the goal for Omar Santillan. It took a wicked deflection and wrong-footed Dewey. Those goals in the final minute kill you every time. A goal in the final second to go down 2 instead of 1 into the locker room. You just hope that's not a defining blow to the solar plexus of the Wichita B-52s. Santillan's 13th of the year. He had a hat trick last night in Tulsa. And they will put 1 second back on the clock here at Hartman Arena. It was immediate and decisive by the officials, or are they reviewing this? They're talking over in front of the penalty box. One of the refs has a headset on. They might be reviewing this. They've got a second back up on the clock. I saw the ball in the back of the net. I looked up to see 0 on the clock. It's not a clock that has tenths of a second. It's been decided they will give the goal. That decision was immediate from the refs. They were very decisive about it. And Omar Santillan gives the Chicago Mustangs a 5-3 lead. 1 second left in the half. It's not enough time to do anything meaningful. Running on to the kickoff was Pittman. You're allowed to do that. He kicked it right off of Brian Moya, and that's the end of the first half. B-52s led early, trailed by as many as 2, came back to tie it. That'll happen in the first quarter. Much lower scoring second quarter. A late goal, a gut-wrencher scored by the Mustangs to take their 2-goal lead back, and that's how we're going into the locker room with the Mustangs up 2. It's Chicago 5 and Wichita 3. We'll take a 3-minute break, come back with halftime coverage. You're listening to Wichita B-52 Soccer on Sports Radio 1410 KGSO.
Quality, integrity through generations. Mid-Kansas Exteriors.
You want to be ready when opportunity knocks. You also want to be wary when some contractors come knocking. Hi, I'm Jake Cook, owner of Mid-Kansas Exteriors. When it comes to roofing, siding, windows, and gutters, make sure you know who you're doing business with. Are they accredited with an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau like Mid-Kansas Exteriors? Are they locally licensed with liability and workers' compensation insurance? Do they have references in a permanent place of business? Do they practice current OSHA safety regulations? At Mid-Kansas Exteriors, we are a local family-owned business where our quality and integrity runs through generations. See us online at midkansasexteriors.com or call 613-2377. That's 613-2377. Mid-Kansas Exteriors.
Quality, integrity through generations. Mid-Kansas Exteriors.
Old Town Barber College is proud of its over 50-year history, providing the residents of Wichita with a complete line of barber services. All services are performed by students under the supervision of an experienced barber. Just walk in. They're expecting you. Old Town Barber College offers $6 haircuts, located at 1211 East Douglas, or visit them online at otbcollege.com for a change or start in your next career in barbering. That's otbcollege.com. Financial aid available for those who qualify.
Browning firearms are legendary for their reliability, accuracy, natural balance, and outstanding performance. If you're looking for the best in auto-loading and pump-action shotguns, or the finest in bolt-action, auto-loading, and lever-action rifles, Browning has the gun for you. That's because Browning offers the quality, durability, and versatility for the discerning sportsman. And you can see it all at the Goddard Gunnery in Goddard, Kansas. Stop by the Goddard Gunnery on the north side of Highway 54 in Goddard, Kansas, and see for yourself why they say Browning is the best there is.
We're out to be number one in the USA. That's the reason people say, Rusty Ford, hey, you can't do better than that.
National Ford Truck Month is here and off to a great start. As the #1 truck dealer in the state of Kansas, Rusty Ford has some fantastic deals. Take our discounts, combine them with the national factory discount. You just bought the world's favorite truck for 70% of the price.
Selection, lowest prices too. That's the reason people choose Rusty Ford. Yeah, you can't do better than that.
For example, a 2013 F-150 Super Crew 4-wheel drive. You get the national Ford discounts plus Rusty Ford's discounts. That puts you in the driver's seat for $13,271 under market value.
Rusty Ford, yeah, you can't do better than that.
Truck Month, Rusty Ford, get excited.
10 seconds.
Okay. If you don't come see me today, I can't save you any money.
Discounts or rebates based off MSRP. All vehicles plus tax, title, license, and fees.
Halftime at Hartman Arena. And the crowd here tonight has gotten what they paid for. It's been a great first 30 minutes. Unfortunately for the B-52s partisans, that 30 minutes ends with a Chicago goal with a second left in the half. And the two teams in the locker room right now with Chicago leading Wichita 5-3, the unbeaten Mustangs with a 2-goal lead. Here's how we got there. It was actually Wichita who scored first. Colin Lauder with an audacious effort from midfield after Jesus Flores dribbled forward and tried to pass it down the field. He booted it right at Lauder, who took it first time and just lifted it over the head of Flores, who was well off his line, and into the back of the unoccupied net. Lauder's 7th of the season, unassisted at 2:31 of the first quarter, giving the B-52s a lead that would last 17 seconds. It's how long it took for the Mustangs to develop a 2-on-1 and score. Wheelo Martinez setting up Yoshio Sandoval for the latter's 3rd goal of the season at 2:48. Then at 3:36, Martinez himself would score his first of the night, 32nd of the season. At 3:36 of the first, Chicago had their first lead. They would add to that advantage on an unassisted goal by Brian Moya at 8:56. Moya's 27th of the season, giving the Mustangs a 3-1 lead. But Wichita would respond, and they would do so through their newest acquisition, Blake Ordell, the veteran of indoor soccer, a veteran of international soccer, having played in Sweden professionally, having played in the MISL, played earlier this year for the Illinois Piasaw. Wichita knows he's a goal scorer, and that's what he proved to be in the first quarter, scoring directly off a restart at 11:01 for his first goal in B-52's colors in his 7th of the season. His 8th of the season and 2nd of the night came on the power play off a Brent Hobson assist at 14:22 of the first. We were all square at 3. We played most of the second quarter deadlocked. Miguel Vaca breaking that deadlock for Chicago. Wheelo Martinez assisting again. Vaca's 28th goal of the year at 9:39, giving Chicago a 4-3 lead. And then in that final second, a long-range effort by Omar Santillan, really, I think, taken more in hope than expectation. Hit a defender, I believe it was, in front, and caromed around Jason Dewey into the back of the net at 14:59. Santillan's 13th of the year. And Chicago restoring their 2-goal lead. They lead at 5-3 at the break. We'll take 3 minutes here to pay our bills. We'll hear from our sponsors. When we come back, we'll have a look around the PASL. Other action tonight, including another quarterfinal game in the U.S. Open Cup of Arena Soccer. We'll tell you all about what's going on elsewhere in the PASL tonight right after this. It's halftime at Hartman Arena. This is B-52 Soccer on Sports Radio 1410 KGSO.
A bulging, herniated, or degenerating disc can have serious side effects. You've tried traditional medical and chiropractic care, and your back or sciatic problem is only getting worse. Unfortunately, if this is you, spinal surgery is likely to be in your future, unless I can help. Hi, I'm Dr. Andrew Roy, DC, and I use a non-surgical method and one-of-a-kind exclusive disc facility just for the treatment of serious disc problems. No shots, no drugs, no spinal injections, and no surgery. Those treatments at best may only provide temporary relief and can be very dangerous. The problem is that they don't create healthier discs. It's that simple. My spinal rejuvenation method can and does allow discs to heal and restore. This breaks the pain cycle. Call for your free consultation today at 316-440-7470. That's 316-440-7470. Or visit advancedbackrehab.com. That's 316-440-7470. Don't wait to get out of pain. Advanced Wellness and Rehab.
We're out to be number one in the USA. That's the reason people say, Rusty Ford, hey, you can't do better than that.
National Ford Truck Month is here and off to a great start. As the #1 truck dealer in the state of Kansas, Rusty Ford has some fantastic deals. Take our discounts, combine them with the national factory discount. You just bought the world's favorite truck for 70% of the price.
Selection, lowest prices too. That's the reason people choose Rusty Ford. Yeah, you can't do better than that.
For example, a 2013 F-150 Super Crew 4-wheel drive. You get the national Ford discounts plus Rusty Ford's discounts. That puts you in the driver's seat for $13,271 under market value.
Rusty Ford, yeah, you can't do better than that.
Truck Month, Rusty Ford, get excited.
Absolutely unbeatable.
If you don't come see me today, I can't save you any money.
Discounts or rebates based off MSRP, all vehicles plus tax, data, license, and fees.
If you are looking for a new bank to build a relationship with, let me suggest Home Bank and Trust Company. Personal, friendly, convenient. That's 3 words that describe Home Bank and Trust. Home Bank has a location on the west side at Central and Maze Road. Also on the east side at 13th and Greenwich. And with an easy online banking program, the transition to Home Bank is a simple one. Home Bank and Trust for personal and corporate banking. Home Bank and Trust, member FDIC.
For a mower with a smooth, comfortable ride and a beautiful cut, check out a Grasshopper mower at Maximum Outdoor Equipment. The Grasshopper's out front deck easily converts from side discharge to a bagger or a mulcher. It can edge, trim, and even clear snow, and a simple touch of a button lifts its power fold deck for easy maintenance or storage. Residential or commercial, come find the Grasshopper that's right for you at Maximum Outdoor Equipment, 1002 Southwest Street, and online at MaximumOutdoor.com.
Maximum Outdoor Equipment.
About 6 minutes before we resume action at Hartman Arena after halftime tonight, Chicago Mustangs 5, the Wichita B-52s 3 in this PASL regular season match and U.S. Open Cup of Arena Soccer round of 8 match, quarterfinal match. Winner gets Cleveland in the semifinals at a time and a place to be determined. So plenty on the line here at Hartman Arena tonight. There is another quarterfinal match taking place this evening deep in the heart of Texas. Hidalgo La Fiera playing the only non-league team to have made it this far in the Cup, Austin FC out of Austin, Texas. That match is at halftime. Hidalgo leading Austin 5-1. So looking like Hidalgo La Fiera will be expected to move on to the semifinals and join Cleveland, and the winner of this match and the winner of the Las Vegas Bay Area match, which has not yet been scheduled. Elsewhere in the PASL tonight, fourth quarter action in the D, Detroit leading Cleveland 11-6. Illinois has a lead over Cincinnati 2-1. Illinois has not won since their first game of the season. The Piasaw on top of Cincinnati 2-1 late in the first half. Later tonight, Mexico is at San Diego, Ontario hosts Turlock, and Sacramento is at Bay Area. Looking at the standings, there are only 2 playoff berths left to be decided as we come down into the final quarter of this PASL season. The 4th spot in the East, which, of course, the East gets that 4th spot because Chicago has been picked to host the Ron Newman Cup Final Four. Whoever got picked to host that, their division would get an extra playoff team, and that team would automatically get into the Final Four. So there's one more playoff berth to give out in the East. Chicago obviously gets one. They would get one anyway. They're 13-0. Cleveland at 9-4 and Detroit at 7-5 have clinched playoff berths. Cincinnati is 4-8. Harrisburg is 4-9. One of those 2 teams will grab that final playoff berth. I guess theoretically, if Illinois won out, they're 1-11. They could get to 5 wins, and they could get that final playoff berth. But They're not out of it yet, but it looks more likely it's going to be either Cincinnati or Harrisburg. The 3 Central Division playoff spots are spoken for. Dallas at 12-2 with a half-game lead over 11-2 Hidalgo and 12-3 Monterey for the top of the Central Division. Wichita 5 games back at 6-6. Saltillo 5-8. Tulsa 1-12. Texas 0-13. In the Pacific, Las Vegas and San Diego are dead even at 11-3 with 2 games to go to decide the division champ there. Mexico at 7-5, Bay Area 6-8, Ontario 4-8, and Turlock 4-9. All of those teams still in the hunt. Sacramento eliminated, they're 2-11. Chicago 5, Wichita 3. B-52s will have to come back in the second half if they want to deal Chicago their first loss of the season and advance to the semifinals of the U.S. Open Cup of Arena Soccer. Back in 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes make it to tell you all about it. This is B-52 Soccer on Sports Radio 1410 KGSO.
For a mower with a smooth, comfortable ride and a beautiful cut, check out a Grasshopper mower at Maximum Outdoor Equipment. The Grasshopper's out front deck easily converts from side discharge to a bagger or a mulcher. It can edge, trim, and even clear snow, and a simple touch of a button lifts its power-fold deck for easy maintenance or storage, residential or commercial. Come find the Grasshopper that's right for you at Maximum Outdoor Equipment, 1002 Southwest Street, and online at MaximumOutdoor.com.
Maximum Outdoor Equipment.
People often ignore the dangerous symptoms that might be the warning signs of a stroke. These are called TIAs or mini strokes, warning signs of serious trouble ahead. In fact, a person who has had a TIA is 10 times more likely to suffer a stroke. If you ever have trouble seeing, speaking, or understanding, severe headaches, or numbness or weakness in your face, arm, or leg, even for a brief moment, see your physician immediately. For more information, call the Galicia Medical Group at 316-858-2288.
Old Town Barber College is proud of its over 50-year history, providing the residents of Wichita with a complete line of barber services. All services are performed by students under the supervision of an experienced barber. Just walk in. They're expecting you. Old Town Barber College offers $6 haircuts. Located at 1211 East Douglas, or visit them online at otbcollege.com for a change or start in your next career in barbering. That's otbcollege.com. Financial aid available for those who qualify.
No joke.
Why Emerson Biggins West? The food.
Everyone on the
Not
DL.
just bar food, a step above. Big Lou would have it no other way. Always fresh, never frozen. Frozen chicken fingers? Not here. Frozen fries? Not here. Not at Emerson Biggins West. Try the homemade tacos. You'll be blown away. Big Lou has his own touch on this menu, and Wichita's crazy about it. Emerson Biggins West for the family, lunch, or dinner. Located at 21st and Mays behind Dillon's. You will not be disappointed.
A lot of things change in 50 years. 2 things that haven't: the quality from Lee Reed Engraving and their support of Newman Athletics. When it comes to superb plaques, trophies, custom awards, and of course, expert engraving, Lee Reed is the #1 choice. Isn't it time for you to see what Lee Reed Engraving can do for you? Experience the trusted expertise that Lee Reed customers have returned to time and time again for over 50 years. A proud supporter of Newman Athletics. Lee Reed Engraving.
Dan Lucero back with you from Hartman Arena. We're just about ready for the second half to begin. The Wichita B-52s with some digging to do in the second 30 minutes. They trail the Chicago Mustangs 5-3. Wichita's been held scoreless since the final minute of the first quarter when Blake Ordell scored on the power play. Chicago scoring twice in the second quarter, including Omar Santillon's goal off a deflection with just 1 second to play. Both teams in their final huddles. Chicago's huddle out at midfield. Wichita's got their team on the field to start. Hobson, Jackson, Martinez, Cordovas, and Bryant. The hooligans chanting for Jason Dewey. Wichita goes right to left, Chicago left to right here in quarter number 3. It's going to be Brian Moya takes the kickoff for Chicago as soon as we're ready to go. Larry Inlow and the official on the far side by the B-52s bench. We're having a little exchange of ideas. And the third quarter is underway. Immediately played down into the offensive zone for Chicago. Hobson tracking back, gets there first in the corner, but he's dispossessed. Rounding the keeper was Moya, but K.J. Jackson wouldn't allow him a shooting angle. And Moya ultimately dispossessed, and now we have a whistle. What happened here? We got an official timeout. Did somebody fall down? Oh, there's a player down for Chicago. That's Moya. He went down in the corner, and he'll be attended to by the Mustang staff. No foul was called. He maybe just kind of took a little tumble and into the boards.
No foul. Just an injury timeout. No foul.
So just an injury stoppage, not a foul called there. The foul situation, by the way, Wichita is at 4, so 10 total. Chicago is at 2, so 14 total. Wichita has the ball. They have it dispossessed. Pittman is down now for Wichita, and we've got another stoppage. Pittman is quickly to his feet. That's the second time we've seen a B-52s player come out of a little tussle clutching their face. Ordell took a shot earlier. Some fans were saying he got punched, but I didn't see it well enough to know if they're lying or not. Off the restart, it's chipped down by Chicago. Bryant heads it back to the midfield. Dispossessed. Hobson was pulled off the ball. It comes through to Wheelo Martinez, and a save by Dewey, diving to his right to deny Martinez a second. Big time save there as the 2-on-1 developed. And now a foul is called. Sanchez getting a little grabby on Brady Bryant. Commits Chicago's 15th foul of the night. Chipped down the field by Bryant. Headed away, and down the right wing wall comes Chicago. Good job by Pittman to use his body to steal the ball away from Sanchez, and the B-52s are back on it. Deep in the corner, Cordovas, and he takes an elbow to the chops, and the foul is called on Chicago. That's Vega pleading his case. Team foul number 16 on the Mustangs. 2 away from putting Wichita on another power play. And the restart will come deep in the right corner. Cordovas is over the ball. Rolling it back for Casey Barton on the wing. He tried to center it, got blocked. Chip back, headed by Wheelo Martinez to the midfield. Chicago trying to break, but tracking back is Sack for Wichita, and he coolly knocks a back pass to Dewey. Barton under some pressure. Nice footwork to elude the oncoming Moya. Barton bangs it down the field into the left corner. Off the glass, Pittman in front. Chang a shot off the volley, and he one-hopped it over the glass and out of play. Tussle in front of the penalty area. And Wichita called for a foul. That's 11 on the B-52s. Next one puts Chicago on the power play. In the offensive zone, Vaca deep in the left corner. Turning onto his left foot, squeezes it through 2 defenders. To tie up along the wall, Dewey's outside his crease, able to knock it ahead to Lauder. He hoofs it down the field, race for the ball, and Cordovas will win it down the right wing wall. Aviel Cordovas cutting inside on the left foot, tried to slide a pass through it, got deflected. Barton is there at midfield for Wichita. They're chanting my name again, the B-52's biggest fans. the Douglas Street Hooligans. This has resulted in a goal the last 2 times they've done it, so they're going for 3 for 3. I really need the B-52s to score here in a hurry, so they'll keep doing this. Because it's starting to go to my head and really feed my ego. That's a joke. I have no ego to speak of. 12.5 minutes to play in the third quarter. 5-3 Chicago. And they're on the ball at midfield. Yoshio Sandoval down the right side for Martinez. He cuts inside on the left, tries the shot right at Dewey, who grabs it out of the air. Barton down the field, chips it into the offensive zone. Ordell chests it, tried an overhead kick, hit the wall again. It's headed by Sanchez off the glass into the hands of Flores, and now Ordell is knocked down by a Chicago player, and that's a blue card on Omar Santillan. Power play time for the B-52s. Their 4th such opportunity tonight. They're 1 for 3 with the extra man. Santillan just threw a forearm out, shoved Ordell down blatantly, and he picks up the foul with 11:56 to play here in the third quarter.
It's a B-52 power play for the next 2 minutes. Get behind the orange and blue, let them hear ya. 5-on-4 for the next 2 minutes.
Wichita's power play unit out. Chang, Cordovas, Pittman, Lauder, and Ordell. Restart to Cordovas, his shot wide. Rebound, Pittman, his shot saved. It comes out to Lauder, high right. Lauder for Cordovas. In the corner left, Chang scores! La Potencia! Michael Chang roofs it into the upper 90 from the left corner. The assist from his countryman, Cordovas. Just 8 seconds into the power play. Wichita's got a 4th, and they're back within 1. Michael Chang with his 7th goal of the season. Cordovas the provider, 11:48 to play in the third. Wichita back within a goal.
Wichita fighting back. Chicago 5, Wichita 4.
Kickoff taken by Chicago and bang down the field. Hobson in the corner. Muscled off the ball. Wheelo Martinez is in front. He goes down as Dewey covers up the loose ball. It's going to be a foul on Wichita, and it's going to be 6 on the B-52s. Power play opportunity coming for Chicago. So who goes off for the B-52s here? It'll be Cordovas. 11:37 to play in the third. Chicago on the power play. They are 0 for 1 with the extra man tonight. Both opportunities coming after Wichita accumulated 16 fouls. The restart just to the right of the crease. It comes out to Martinez, his shot blocked, and Bryant clears the rebound. KJ Jackson with the initial block. Vaca had to chase it down, back pass to Flores. Chang from Cordovas is the scoring on that power play goal. 5-4 Chicago here in the third. Mustangs hustle in the offensive zone. Long shot, dribbles to Dewey, who covers it. That was Vaca who tried from distance on the right wing. Dewey had a little trouble handling it cleanly, but was able to do so under no pressure. And he heaves it down the field. Chicago will quickly possess it, come back the other way. Vega, reverse ball in the left corner for Moya. Back to Sanchez up top. Left wing Vega outside the 50. Square ball to Martinez. In the right corner for Moya. Moya back for Martinez. Minute left on the power play. Sanchez. Back for Wheelo Martinez. Back up top for Sanchez. Now Wheelo. In the corner, Moya has space. Moya's shot blocked by Bryant, and it caroms off the glass back out to midfield. Centering ball in front, and a chipped effort by Vega just high off the glass from down low in the left corner. 35 seconds left on the power play. Vega on the doorstep, just missed. Moya, high left. Long distance shot blocked by Sack. It caroms around to the right corner. Hobson gets a foot in to poke it to midfield. Martinez is on it for Chicago. Under 20 seconds left on this power play. Wichita trying to hold out, maintain a 1-goal deficit. Moya back for Sanchez. KJ at the head of this diamond power play or penalty kill. Martinez, left corner. It comes around the boards, and it's stopped by Dewey, and they're going to call a foul here. Bryant shoving Martinez. Crowd doesn't like it down in that direction, but it gives Chicago a restart deep in the corner. They take it quick. The shot is wide from Vaca. Rebound, touchdown by Moya. Down low to Vega, who missed, kicks it. Time expires on the power play. Cordobas hustles back, and Moya from an impossible angle scores. It came through to Moya, high on the right wing. He turned, blindly shot. It's directly like an arrow into the upper 90. Dewey never had a chance. Chicago cashes in just after the power play to make it 6-4 with 9:30 to play in the third. Brian Moya's got 2 tonight and 28 on the season. Off the kickoff, it's Casey Barton hoofing it down the field into the left corner. Bangs off the glass over the head of Michael Chang. And it comes back to center. Chicago looks to break. Slid down the left wing wall for the Mustangs. Cutting inside is Ortega. He'll knock it back for Vega, charging down the right. Into the offensive zone. Vega tried to cut inside. Got around Pittman. Tried to pass. Barton stepped in to deflect it back to midfield. Parasoto on it for Chicago. The back pass to Flores. Parasoto wide left for Flores. Across the 50 is the keeper. He chips it down the field for Camarena. Pressured by Tico Rodriguez. Turning inside on the left foot. Pittman back heel tackle. But Camarena followed the play and able to get it back for Chicago. Santillan attacking. Around Pittman. Long range shot. Dewey got fingertips to it. And it caroms off the glass wide of goal. Pittman heading it clear to safety after Chang hoofed it out of the zone. Parasoto running back on it. Sanchez down the left wing. Up front for Vaca. Back heel to Sanchez, making his run. Sanchez on the right wing. Cuts it inside. Shot deflected by Pittman. And now foul called in the far corner. Barton shoving down Martinez. Foul number 13 on the B-52s tonight. The hooligans do not like it. They have a better angle on it than I do. They don't like it, but they might be a little biased. 8:08 to play here in the third, 6-4 Chicago. Restart kick. Wheelo Martinez centers it. Drive by Sanchez in front was just wide, and it's cleared to center by the B-52s. Pass at midfield by Chicago over the glass. And we've got a timeout on the field with 8 minutes to play in the third quarter. Chicago 6, Wichita 4. This is B-52 Soccer on Sports Radio 1410 KGSO.
At the Accident Recovery Team, we hope you never have a need for our services. Yes, we mean that. Unfortunately, it's not a perfect world out there. Accidents and injuries do happen to good people where they need help recovering the damages they incurred due to the accident. So if you've been injured in an accident, call the Accident Recovery Team first at 263-0505. The Accident Recovery Team is ready to step in and help you get the settlement you deserve. Consultations are always free. Don't settle for less.
Now at the Home Depot, get 10% off appliances of $397 or more, plus 12 months special financing on appliance purchases with your Home Depot consumer credit card. So, let's stop searching and save on new washers, dryers, and refrigerators. Take the stress out of your next big upgrade. Let's do this. Get 10%
10
off
seconds.
our special financing on appliances. More saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot. Valid through February 2nd, subject to credit approval. Terms and conditions apply. See store for details.
Chicago 6, Wichita 4. 8 minutes to go in the third quarter. Chicago pushing their lead back to 2 goals. Michael Chang's power play goal early in the frame made it a 1-goal game, but Brian Moya's second of the night has Chicago back up by 2. Dan Lucero back with you from Hartman Arena. Good crowd, energetic crowd tonight. Of course, the hooligans are always in full throat. Hobson takes the restart along the left wing board, ships it down the field onto the forehead of Vega. Back to midfield, Cullen Lauder cleans up for the B-52s. He'll back pass for Dewey. Pressure on Dewey, who chips it back down the field. Headed back forward by Chicago. Around a defender, Chicago's got 2-on-1, they score. It's Moya again for the hat trick. He just went right around Larry Martinez and Brent Hobson. With the outside of his boot, he beats Dewey for his third of the night and 29th of the season. 7-4 Chicago, their biggest lead of the night with 7:40 left in the third. And if Wichita was waiting for Chicago to wear out in their second game in as many nights, they may want to think of a new strategy.
Still a lot of game left. A lot of game left. Let me hear you, orange and blue. Get behind the Wichita B-52s.
Off the kickoff, Daniel Sack is muscled down by Martinez, and that'll be a foul on Chicago. They're now up to 17, and that might have dinged up Dan Sack. He's going to hobble off the field. He'll be replaced by Tico Rodriguez. One more foul by Chicago will put Wichita on the power play, and they could really use one here, now down by 3 goals. Michael Chang down the right wing wall. KJ Jackson overran it and got it stolen. Here comes Martinez for Chicago. Little 1-2 down the right wing. Martinez is there first. Rodriguez hustling to mark. Martinez dribbling it back up the wall, outside the 50, and he'll chip a back pass all the way to Flores. Flores dribbles across the 50, left side. Diagonal ball, ricochets off the glass. It comes loose. Rodriguez bangs it off the boards to himself, trying to clear it. It hit Jackson. Jackson able to dribble at 3. Pass ahead to Chang in some space. Chang down the middle. Nifty footwork to elude 2 defenders and a back pass for Rodriguez. Up ahead for Brady Bryant. He directs traffic, slides it left. Rodriguez will run onto it in front of the penalty boxes. Rodriguez chips it down the field into the right corner, off the wall. Comes back to Chang on the wing right side. Chang into the corner. Ordell tried to shoot it from that tough angle. It squibbed weakly off the boards, and Flores dove on top of it. Ball comes down the field all the way through as far as Dewey. Gloves it, fires it down the field. Pittman with a nice turn. Travis Pittman down the left wing side. Able to spin away from 2 defenders. Still on the dribble down the left corner, now dispossessed. Coming out to help is Larry Martinez. A tussle for it. Chicago boots it out and all the way into their offensive zone. Dewey tracks back to grab it. Slides it ahead. Barton running onto it. Reverse ball, Larry Martinez pressured off of it. Numbers here for Chicago. A wide open goal and a score. Moya slides it for Adrian Ortiz. Ortiz with a finish. It's 8-4 with 5:54 to play in the third. 11th of the season for Adrian Ortiz. Moya adds an assist to his tally tonight. He's now got 4 points. Chicago's now scored 3 straight to take their lead to 4. 8-4, 5:54 to go in the third. It was a poor pass by Dewey that started that chain of events. Barton had to pass to Martinez under a ton of pressure. He was dispossessed. It turned into a 2-on-0. And most teams don't mess up 2-on-0, but the highest scoring team in the league definitely doesn't mess up 2-on-0. Wichita into the offensive zone. It's deep in the corner. It ricochets around the corner and in front. Flores plays it wide left. Sandoval back across to the right for Vega. Vega diagonally through to Vaca in space, left side. Vaca cutting inside around Lauder, and it'll work a back pass for Vega. You wonder if Chicago, if they are feeling some heavy legs on their second game in as many nights, if they may try now with a 4-goal lead to just play a little possession here. They've been very aggressive pressing, very aggressive going for odd man rushes, and very successful. Here's a foul in the corner. Camarena took down Colin Lauder. That's 6 on Chicago. 18 total. Power play opportunity here for the B-52s with 4:58 to play in the third quarter, and they really need to cash in on this.
4:58 remaining in the third quarter. Chicago Mustangs 2-minute penalty for 6 fouls. Serving the penalty number 10 is Bernie Martinez. It's a B-52 power play.
Dewey knocks it ahead to Lauder off the restart. Here we go. Power play time for Wichita. Lauder, Chang, Cordovas, Pittman, and Ordell. Ordell from left to right for Chang. Chang chipping it toward goal and high and out of play. Not sure what the idea was behind that for Chang. He just couldn't keep the ball down. Flores will get to handle it on the restart. He flings it out ahead, down the right wing. There's a teammate there, headed forward. Sandoval chasing it. Dewey forward to knee it away from danger. And Wichita back on the ball. Lauder. Wide right, Chang in the midfield. Into the offensive zone, Cordovas. Cutting inside to the left. He'll work a pass to Lauder. Now Ordell high on the left side. Across for Chang. Minute 20 left on the power play. Chang mistouched it. And now a chip ball all the way down the field and just wide of Dewey's net. That would have been a goal from the other offensive zone, I believe, for Ortega. Dewey made a hash out of that very nearly. In the corner, Ordell mishandles it. Pittman's shot blocked in front. Chang following his shot blocked out of play. That may have hurt Aranda. 58 seconds left on the power play. Restart quickly taken by Chang. Lauder in the offensive zone. Cordovas wide left. Cuts inside. Passes to Chang, rather. Up front, Pittman. Cordovas, a shot. He blazed it high and out of play. Flores will get to handle another restart. 46 seconds left on the power play. 3:43 left in the third. 8-4 Chicago. Rolled to Ortega. He'll back pass. Flores chips it ahead. Race for the ball. 2 men go down. Foul called on Chicago as Lauder got bumped by Moya. 19 fouls tonight on the Mustangs. Lauder up ahead. Ordell. Nice step over. Another one. Through to Pittman. Back for Chang. Chang down low right for Cordovas. Cordovas back for Chang. Back for Cordovas. Onto the left foot. Down low looking for Pittman. It slid and batted away and out of play by a Chicago defender. It came out of play at the Chicago bench, and it will mean that Wichita gets a restart at the top of the crease. Lauder will tee up the ball at the top of the crease for this restart. Cordovas to his right, Ordell to his left. Ordell making the run. Ordell takes it and curled it wide. Settled down by Cordovas on the rebound. Ordell down low right. Chang chips it cross field. 11 seconds left in the power play. Volleyed effort by Pittman from the left wing is high and out of play. Chicago gets a restart with 8 seconds, and that ought to be it for the power play here. Wichita really needed to take advantage of that. Trailing 8-4 here late in the third quarter. Flung down the field by Flores. Moya dummied it, and Chang was right on his back, able to turn it ahead. Cordovas down the right wing, sliding into the corner. Pittman a shot just wide, and Ordell couldn't get a toe to the rebound to poke it into an empty net. A 1-2 between Chang and Pittman. Chang spun, but was tackled off the ball by Martinez. Chicago trying to turn it ahead. Martinez does poke it ahead. Chicago with a 3-on-2. Wide left for Martinez, just a little ahead of him from Aranda. And Martinez settles it in the left corner. 5-on-5 now, with Chicago maintaining a 4-goal lead. Aranda spilled by Ordell. Referee's going to let that one go. Ordell chipping it down the field. Santillan intercepts ahead of Pittman, who was leaking down the field looking to create a breakaway. Along the right side, it's Vaca with a heavy touch. Ball tracks all the way back to Flores, who comes forward a bit to settle it down. Down the right wing, Sanchez has space in the offensive zone. Sanchez around Lauder. Tough angle shot, he scores. Dewey didn't get over to the post fast enough, and Victor Sanchez has his 15th goal of the season, first of the night. And Chicago threatening to run away from this one now with 1:58 to play in the third. It's 9-4. Sounds like it'll be Vega who gets credit for the assist. Be his first point tonight. And it's all Mustangs. They've scored 4 straight goals here in this third quarter. Jackson takes a kickoff for the B-52s. Sack chipping it down the field. Intercepted, banged right back down in the other direction. Dewey hustling to the corner to cover it. Played it right to Wheelo Martinez. 2-on-2 here. Martinez cuts right, shoots left. Dewey got fingertips to it, only just, and diverted it wide into the opposite corner. Almost another disaster. Chicago's just buzzing. They're too quick for Wichita in that offensive zone, and Wichita's not really able to play out of the back like they like to. Header by Modesto on a long clearing ball by Dewey. Bounces into the penalty box. Chicago gets a restart with 1:26 left in the third. It's back for Parisoto. Vega knocks it back for Flores. Flores down the field looking for Sanchez. His touch takes him to the right wing wall, and he's shouldered hard into the wall by Larry Martinez. That's a blue card foul. Chicago will go on the power play. They're 0 for 2 on the power play tonight, are the Mustangs. They'll get a third chance here. Larry Martinez is off for 2 minutes with 1:11 to play in the third. Martinez went over to the bench briefly, now hustles back across to sit in the box. Jackson, Sack, Hobson, and Bryant, the penalty kill unit. Chicago on the power play after the restart. Sanchez wide right for Vaca. Vega, Moya, and Martinez are the others for the Mustangs. Vega high left on the dribble. Top for Sanchez. Vaca back for Sanchez. Inside of 50 seconds in the third. Vaca, Sanchez outside the 50. Left side, Vega. Vega rolling it right side. Vaca some space. A centering ball and a score. Nobody marking Moya at the far post, and Brian Moya has 4 tonight for the Mustangs. 10-4, Chicago leading. After Moya's power play goal, he's now got 30 on the season. 39 seconds left in the third, and it's all Mustangs, 10-4. Brian Moya, only 20 years of age. Wichita's been unable to keep track of him all night. Final half minute of this third quarter. Michael Chang on the ball. Into the offensive zone. Low right for Blake Ordell. He's tackled off the ball by Chico Parisoto. Clearing it to center. Standing in was Rodriguez to try and prevent a break, and did momentarily. Now a collision between Barton and Moya, and they're going to call Barton for a foul. And then Moya, about 5 seconds after the fact, goes down clutching his face. They're not going to card Barton here. It's just team foul number 15 for Wichita. Moya will be checked on now by sideline attendant for Chicago. 17 seconds left in the third. I think the home crowd thinks there's a little bit of simulation going on here. Moya helped to his feet, and they're going to help him off the field here. Moya clapping his hands at his bench, jogging off the field, and the B-52s fans really giving him the business. Only so much you can say to a guy who's killing you, as Brian Moya is tonight with his 4 goals and assist. But the B-52 fans will let him hear it all the same. Restart taken by Vega. Rodriguez able to knock it away from Martinez. It's loose in the offensive zone for Chicago. Rodriguez clears it with 8 seconds. Down the field into the Wichita zone. Vega hustling back to cover. Deflected in front. Parisoto on it. He chips it down the field, and that's the end of the third quarter. Chicago 10, Wichita 4 as we head to the final frame at Hartman Arena. We'll be back in 1 minute to tell you all about it. This is B-52 Soccer on Sports Radio 1410 KGSO.
Do you own a gun? Is it stored safely, away from curious children? Protected if someone breaks in to steal it? One of the most secure places you can store firearms in your home is in a Browning Pro Steel gun safe. All Browning gun safes are thoroughly tested for dependable fire and theft protection. Safety, security, quality, and convenience are built into every Browning Pro Steel safe. Come see the lineup of Browning gun safes at the Goddard Gunnery. Easy to find, right on the north side of 54 Highway in Goddard. A full-line gun store where they sell Browning, the best there is.
A lot of things change in 50 years. 2 things that haven't: the quality from Lee Reed Engraving and their support of Newman Athletics. When it comes to superb plaques, trophies, custom awards, and of course, expert engraving, Lee Reed is the #1 choice. Isn't it time for you to see what Lee Reed Engraving can do for you? Experience the trusted expertise that Lee Reed customers have returned to time and time again for over 50 years. A proud supporter of Newman Athletics. Lee Reed Engraving.
15 minutes left in this one, and the Wichita B-52s are in a deep hole, trailing the Chicago Mustangs 10-4. After Chicago scored 5 straight goals in that third quarter. Michael Chang's power play goal made it 5-4 early in the third. Moya scoring, followed by Ortiz, and then Sanchez, and then Moya again for his 4th goal, making it 10-4. Let's take 10 seconds to identify ourselves here at the top of the 9 o'clock hour. This is Wichita B-52 Soccer.
This is Wichita's home for Fox Sports Radio. Sports Radio 1410 KGSO Wichita and KGSO.com.
Dan Lucero with you from Hartman Arena. The second to last regular season home match for the B-52s. They led 1-0 after Colin Lauder's early goal, but Chicago scored 3 straight, take a 3-1 lead. Blake Ordell in his B-52s debut tallying twice to tie it just before the end of the first. Chicago scoring twice in the second, including a goal with 1 second left in the quarter. Led 5-3 at the half. Then the third quarter was all Chicago. Chang's power play goal from Cordovas at 3:06 was the lone Wichita tally. Briefly made it a 1-goal game again, but it's been all Chicago since. Moya at 5:27, Moya again at 7:21, Ortiz from Moya at 9:07, Sanchez from Vega at 13:02, Moya from Vaca at 14:19. And it's the stars for Chicago, as you'd expect, who are doing the damage. Wheelo Martinez, 46 points coming into tonight. He has a goal and 2 assists. Moya with 39 points coming into the night has 4 goals and an assist. Miguel Vaca with 39 points coming into tonight. Or rather, that might be my inability to do math. He had 41 points coming into the night. He had a goal and an assist tonight so far as well. Wichita will go left to right here in the fourth. Jackson, Cordovas, Martinez, Bryant, and Hobson are the 5 for the B-52s. Hobson on the ball after the kickoff. Over to Brady Bryant. Down the left wing. Larry Martinez racing to get there ahead of Vega and does. Here comes the double team. Martinez played off the ball but gets the loose ball back. Wichita can regroup here. Hobson out high. Wide right, Cordovas on the wing. Back across for Bryant. Bryant for Cordovas. In between 3 defenders. Tried to get around Parisoto, and Parisoto tackled it away from him. Out of play. Was that inside the 50? Apparently it was, because this restart's coming to the top of the crease. Top of the arc restart here for Wichita. Bryant over it. Martinez left, Cordovas right. 3-person wall for Chicago. Bryant charges. Just wide for Cordovas. Took too heavy a touch. It's stolen. Here comes a 2-on-1 potentially. Moya beats Bryant for pace down the left wing. It's Moya cutting inside, laying it off for Ortiz, but it was behind him. And Wichita tried to break the other way, but Jackson quickly dispossessed. Back into the midfield. Chicago will settle it down. Vega directing traffic on the ball. Sliding it ahead for Vaca, right back to Vega. Back ahead for Vaca, back healing it for Sanchez, making a run down the left side. Cuts inside of Bryant, around Cordovas, who stuck a leg out and tripped him, and that's a foul. And it's a blue card foul, the blue card out. Chicago go back on the power play, where they are 1 for 3 tonight, with 13:50 to play in the fourth. So Cordovas makes the slow trudge to the penalty box, and Chicago will have a chance to add to their 10-4 lead. This shaping up to be the most one-sided defeat at home for Wichita this year. Previously, they lost to Dallas on their home floor 6-0. And their other home loss was a 1-goal loss to Hidalgo in a shootout. Power play underway for Chicago. Sanchez, about 70 feet out up top. Right wing Vaca cutting inside. Diagonal ball. Vega chips it just high and wide. Cleared out to center by Larry Martinez. Sanchez back on it. Vaca back to Sanchez. Inside of the boot. Tried a long-range effort at Karam off the glass. Martinez again able to clear to the center line. Moya settles it back down, and Moya hearing it from the crowd. They don't like the way he went down well after contact with Casey Barton earlier. Minute 9 left on the power play. Chip ball trying to come through was Vasquez, and he was shielded off the ball by Brady Bryant. The ball came through to Dewey, who grabbed it. Dewey will heave it as far as he can down the field. One big bounce. Sanchez heads it back for Vega. 50 seconds left on the Chicago power play. Vaca will take it down the right wing. In the corner, Martinez. Martinez cutting inside. Chips it crossfield. Chested for Sanchez, who centered it off the glass to nobody. Bryant trying to clear and does. 30 seconds left on the power play. Vaca wide right. Fakes the shot. Steps inside. Takes the shot. He whistled it wide. Rebound came out to Sanchez, wide left. 20 seconds on the power play. Back around the horn to Vaca. Back for somebody. A miscommunication there. Vega's on it. Sanchez on the right wing. Fakes the shot. Around Jackson, who spills him, and a foul's called. Chicago will get a restart with 9 seconds. That's 16 team fouls tonight on the B-52s. 19 for Chicago. It's been a foul fest. Vaca will take the restart just outside the old three-point arc. That, of course, doesn't come into play in this league. All the way back. Santillan from distance, just wide, and Moya couldn't control the rebound in front of net. He plays it back to midfield as the time expires on the power play. Cordovas will rejoin the action. Chicago maintains the possession. Vaca in front of the bench's far side. Cutting inside, poking a ball through. Moya shoved down by Bryant. There's a foul. These refs have called it tight tonight, but they've been consistent in doing so. From the very start, everything that could be a foul has been a foul. Refs haven't been interested in, quote, letting them play, if you will. So now Wichita up to 17 fouls. Their next one will put Chicago on the power play. Long distance restart here. Sanchez will just roll it wide right for Santillan, and they'll get back in the offensive zone. Santillan from a tough angle, shot blocked in front. And Wichita will try and turn it the other way. Natan Modesto down the right wing for Cordovas. Cordovas quickly double-teamed and dispossessed. Ball comes back to Casey Barton in midfield. 11:20 to play, 10-4 Chicago. Modesto back for Barton, chipping it down the left wing, off the glass for Chang. Cleared by Vaca before Chang could settle it down to shoot. And out of play at the Chicago bench. Wichita gets the restart. Rodriguez back for Barton. Wide right, Modesto has some space. Ahead for Cordovas. In front for Chang, intercepted by Santillan. Back for Barton, long-range shot is wide. Gets the rebound, tries again with the left boot this time. And it's well high and out of play into the seats. Flores handling it on the restart. Fires down the field. Looking for Wheelo Martinez, who gets there first, just wide of the penalty box's left side. Jostling with Tico Rodriguez. We got a whistle. We got a foul. And the foul is on Chicago. Boy, they called Wheelo Martinez for the foul there, getting physical with Rodriguez. That's number 20 on Chicago. Barton chips the restart down the field. Diagonally into the left corner. Ordell hauled down. The refs are going to let that go. Ordell thought Vega pulled him down, but no whistle. Chicago coming the other way. Around the defender is Ortega. Pee-wee Ortega down the right wing wall. Crossfield centering ball for Ortiz, who couldn't control it. He's back on it in the left corner. Barton tackles him off the ball. Tried to clear it, could not. Came back down into the corner. Modesto's down there helping out defensively. Rodriguez is there as well. He goes down. Foul called on Chicago. Rodolfo Vasquez roughhousing. Foul number 21 on Chicago. 10-13 and counting to play. Wichita needs 6 goals to tie, and they need them in a hurry, as you can tell. Parasoto heads it down for Vega, who chips it down into the offensive zone. Nobody there for the Mustangs. So Dewey will chest it down to himself and leave it for Hobson. Hobson, a worm burner down the field that Vega intercepts ahead of Ordell. Vega chips it down the field. Lauder there first. Wide left, Bryant. Back across Hobson. One touch down the right wing boards for Ordell. Ordell off the wall for Chang. Chang tackled off the ball. Loose ball comes into the corner. And Vega elbows Ordell hard into the wall. And that's a blue card foul on Guilherme Vega. Vega really not happy. He's in that official's face as Ordell gets up on his own. Power play time once again for Wichita. They're 2 for 5 with the extra man tonight. So with 9:34 left, Wichita will have a man advantage. Power play goals tonight coming from Ordell and Chang. They're both out there, along with Cordovas, Lauder, and Pittman. Restart was taken in the offensive zone. It comes back out to midfield for Lauder. Right wing for Chang. Down low, Cordovas. Back for Chang. Long distance effort. Centered in front. Pittman scores! Travis Pittman with the goal for Wichita on the power play. Chang knew just what he was doing. He played it off the low wall, right onto the chest of Pittman, who controlled it and chipped it into the top of the net with a right boot. Goal number 8 on the year for Travis Pittman. Chang ought to get an assist. And with 9:22 to go, Wichita has their 3rd power play goal of the night, but still trail 10-5. Off the kickoff, Chicago faked like they were going to play a back pass, and now they start ahead 3-on-3. And now we have a whistle, and they're going to call a foul on Wichita here. It looks like they are. And if that's a foul, then that's 6 on Wichita, 18 total. And Chicago will go on the power play with 9:14 to go. Chicago 1 for 4 with the extra man tonight. Moya has their power play tally. Once again, Cordovas will serve the infraction. Travis Pittman with that power play goal for Wichita. 8 in 8 games for the 22-year-old midfielder from Manassas, Virginia. Shots tonight, if you're curious, are 28-18 in favor of Chicago. They're on the power play. Vaca wide right, faked a shot, got KJ to slide, maintained possession of the ball. Dribbles it out beyond the 50, knocks it for Wilo Martinez. He chips it wide left. Vega inside to his right, now back across to his left. Tried the shot from a wide angle and whistled it just wide. Vega in the right corner, centered it, deflected by Bryant. Hobson's got it. He'll chip it all the way down the field. He may have been trying to catch Flores off his line there. That's worked for a shorthanded goal for him once this season in U.S. Open Cup play, but he didn't get all. Sanchez back ahead, wide left, Vega in some space, cutting inside. Back heel for Vega, making a run, or Vaca rather. His shot is high and headed out to midfield by Jackson. Quickly back into the offensive zone of the Mustangs. Vaca back for Sanchez at midfield. Minute left on the Chicago power play. 8:15 to go. Vega wicking the run. Down the left side. Shot saved by Dewey. Cleared to center by Sack on the volley. Flores played it up ahead to Sanchez. Chicago with 45 seconds left on the power play. Sanchez chips it into the corner. Vaca couldn't control it. Comes into the crease and Dewey grabs it. Heaved down the field by Dewey. Right onto the boot of Wilo Martinez, who had to go back into his own offensive zone to get it. 25 seconds left on the man advantage for Chicago. Sanchez will settle it. 1-2, and Martinez tried to shot, missed it. Vaca trying to settle down the rebound. Knocks it back for Moya wide right. 10 seconds left on the power play. Moya, cross field, shot by Martinez is blocked by Sack. That was Vega with the shot, excuse me. Sack with a brave block. Penalty kill is complete. Long range effort by Moya, saved by Dewey, and he dives on the rebound. Wichita, another penalty kill. They're 4 for 5 killing penalties tonight. Cordovas is dispossessed along the wall. Here comes Moya. Long range effort is wide off the glass. And now we got a whistle and a high boot on Martinez. In on Cordovas is called for a foul. 22 total fouls in Chicago tonight. Chang into the offensive zone down the right side. Trying to beat 2 defenders with skill. They got tackled off the ball by Vaca. Santillan able to return it to Vaca, who will make a run. Vaca, nifty back heel, cross the field to the left side for Martinez. He slides it down for Ortiz. Shot saved by Dewey, who got low and kept the arm strong to knock that one down in front of him. Under 6.5 minutes to play, Wichita trailing 10-5. Rodriguez tried to chip it down the board. Santillan intercepted. Chang got it back from him. Here comes Michael Chang. He beat 2 defenders with great skill, then got hauled down, lost control of the ball, and Flores dove on top of it in the crease. Super skill there by Chang, but he couldn't finish the move. Now Camarena, a long-range effort, breaking the other way. He missed the header attempt on the rebound, was wide as well. Santillan on the ball, quickly, wide right for Sandoval, who gets a return ball from Flores. Sandoval on the dribble. Ahead for Ortega with a nice turnaround. Rodriguez got the shot away wide. It was deflected, and we got a foul called on Tico Rodriguez. Is there a card coming out here for Tico? No card, not this time. Team foul number 19 tonight for the B-52s. Restart coming just to the right of the top of the crease. Crowd starting to head for the exits here with 5:42 to go, and Wichita down by 5 goals. Ortega and Sanchez near the ball for this restart. Wichita setting up their wall. Whistle blows. And Chicago wants a timeout. They'll take one here. So will we. We'll take a 1-minute break with 5:42 to play in this match. Chicago 10, Wichita 5. This is B-52s Soccer on KGSO.
We're out to be number one in the USA. That's the reason people say, Rusty Eck Ford, hey, you can't do better than that.
National Ford Truck Month is here and off to a great start. As the #1 truck dealer in the state of Kansas, Rusty Eck Ford has some fantastic deals. Take our discounts, combine them with the national factory discount. You just bought the world's favorite truck for 70% of the price.
Selection, lowest prices too. That's
just 1 minute here?
People choose. Rusty Eck Ford, yeah, you can't do better than that.
For example, a 2013 F-150 Super Crew 4-wheel drive. You get the National Ford discounts plus Rusty Eck Ford's discounts. That puts you in the driver's seat for $13,271 under market value.
Rusty Eck Ford, yeah, you can't do better than that.
Truck Month, Rusty Eck Ford, get excited.
Absolutely unbeatable.
If you don't come see me today, I can't save you any money.
Discounts or rebates based off MSRP. All vehicles plus tax, debt, license, and fees.
5:42 remaining at Hartman Arena. The Wichita B-52s trailing the Chicago Mustangs 10-5. Looks as though the Mustangs will remain unbeaten and move on to face the Cleveland Freeze in the semifinals of the U.S. Open Cup of Arena Soccer. If this score holds or result holds, then Wichita will know for certain they will only have 3 more matches and 1 more home match left this season. 2 of them next weekend. Feels like we just started. This thing might be over before we know it. Restart being taken. Wheelo Martinez blasted it into the wall. It ricocheted around a bit, and Dewey scooped it up. 5 straight third-period goals by Chicago are the difference. Dewey had to chip the ball away from an onrushing Wheelo Martinez on a loose ball. Down the right wing wall, Chicago takes it back. Pass to midfield, stolen by Casey Barton. Barton across from Natan Modesto. Modesto is double-teamed. Loses out to Sanchez in the midfield. Flores on the ball now for the Mustangs. Santillana, one-touch ball for Ortega. Under 5 minutes to play now. Pressing are Ordell and Jackson. Ball finally comes out of the defensive zone. Sandoval, a long ball down the right side for Vaca. Vaca cutting inside. Onto the left boot. Triple teamed. Loses out on a strong tackle. KJ Jackson turns the other way. KJ will slow up. 2-3 defenders back. He's not going to take them all on. Leaves it for Cordovas, and now Jackson is ripped down by Ortega. And a foul is called. That's 23 on the Mustangs. Chicago's furious right now. They think that there was a 6th player out on the field for Wichita, that they had too many men on the field when that foul was committed. I think Wichita would counter by saying we were trying to get a guy off the field, and Ortega rode him down and wrestled him to the turf like a steer. Nothing will come of this. Wichita will get the restart where the foul occurred, just beyond midfield in front of their own bench. I can't speak to whether there were 6 on the field at one time or not. I do know that Jackson was trying to come off when he was hogtied. So maybe there were. I don't know. Not according to the refs, there weren't, and their opinion matters a whole lot more than mine when it comes to that. Ortega racing down the right wing. Stayed on his feet under a challenge from behind from Bryant. In the right corner, got into some trouble. Got around Bryant, and Bryant takes him down, and there's the foul. That was coming. That is 20 fouls now in Wichita. If you can count by multiples of 4, you can, or rather multiples of 6, you can figure how close a team is to the next 6th foul blue card. Ortega is still down in the right corner, went into the wall a little bit. And we have an injury stoppage with 4:06 to play. Chicago leading 10-5. Let's take a 30-second break while this is resolved. You're listening to B-52s Soccer on KGSO.
Hey, look at these flowers I got for Sarah.
Wow, that's beautiful.
Yeah, nobody does a flower arrangement like Bloomhouse in Clifton Square. You need a special floral arrangement for an anniversary wedding or Valentine's Day like me? Call Bloomhouse in Clifton Square, 3700 East Douglas. You could call 1-800-Flowers-Are-Cheap, but dude, the folks at Bloomhouse will impress everybody every time.
10
call
seconds.
Kathy, 440-8787, and get your money's worth for that special person. It's guaranteed to impress. Bloomhouse in Clifton Square, 3700 East Douglas.
Restart for Chicago in the right corner of the offensive zone. It's played across the field to Vega by Moya. Vega will knock it back to the midfield for Vaca. 10-5 Chicago, under 4 minutes to play here at Hartman Arena. And more orange-clad B-52 fans starting to stream to the exits. Flores again trying to chip his opposite number, and it skies over the glass and out of play. On the restart, Dewey will roll it. And Brady Bryant comes ahead. Down the right wing wall for Pittman. Knocks it back for Bryant. Left side, Sack. In front, Jackson for Pittman. Centers it up. Jackson! Shot saved by Flores, who was sitting on it and covering up the rebound. That was really well worked. And KJ's dangerous on the doorstep, but that time couldn't turn it home. Ball down in the left corner of Chicago's end. We have a whistle and a foul called on Chicago. That's 24 on Chicago, and if you're good with your multiples of 6, you know that is a multiple of 6. And that's a foul that will put Wichita on the power play with 3:17 to go. This will be the 7th power play chance tonight for the B-52s. They're 3 for 6. Power play goals coming from Ordell, Chang, and Pittman. Those 3 are out there, along with Hobson and Cordovas. The restart's deep in the right corner, and Dewey's going to take it for Wichita. Chicago 10, Wichita 5. Victor Sanchez serving the penalty for the Mustangs. Up the right wing wall for Chang. Here come the B-52s. Ahead for Cordovas. Back for Chang. Hobson back for Chang right side. Chicago doing a good job extending their defense on this power play and keeping Wichita from getting into the offensive zone. They were in there for a moment. Cordovas in some trouble. Has to knock it back for Chang. Now Hobson. Pittman. Wide right, Ordell. It was not a good pass. Ordell couldn't get there. It's chipped back down the field by Omar Sentian. That's all burned 30 seconds on this power play. Hobson for Pittman, facing away from goal. Now Chang right side. Back for Hobson. Wichita can't even get in the offensive zone. Pittman again trying to reverse field with a pass, and it's stolen away by Santillan. But now Ordell's got a steal. Pittman back healing for Ordell. Ordell stepped on the ball and fell down. And Sandoval clears the zone, banging the loose ball down the field. Minute left on the power play. Ordell, left corner, long-range shot. He didn't get much on it. Easy save by Flores, diving low to his right to cover up. Pee-wee Ortega down the right wing, looking for David Aranda. Aranda playing it back to the midfield. It's a loose ball. Cordovas there first for Wichita. Javier Cordovas, left side, coming across the field with the dribble. Ball ahead for Hobson. Pittman, Cordovas, right wing. Cordovas cutting onto his right foot. Shot is saved by Flores and off the glass wide of goal. And now we got a whistle and another injury. And the fans aren't buying this one any more than they've been buying the other 12. And Jesus Flores is down. It may have been a muscle in his leg that went when he made that diving save on Cordovas. It was a super save. Flores is face down on the field right now. They're checking on him with 1:38 to play in the fourth and 21 seconds left on this power play. Chicago, of course, only dressing one keeper tonight, as is the custom for most teams. And Flores helped to his feet. He's fine. What do you know? He's played well in net tonight, has Jesus Flores. 7 saves on 12 shots on goal. Going to be good enough to move his record and his team's record to 14-0. Brady Bryant is wearing a red keeper's shirt. Wichita's pulled the goalie here with 1.5 minutes left to try and make the most of the rest of this power play. Foul committed by Santillan on Ordell in the offensive zone. There'll be a restart from the left wing with 14 seconds left in the power play. Chang is going to take it. Trying to go across the field, and Ortega intercepts and bangs it down the field. Of course, nobody in goal. Brady Bryant hustles back to cover up. Bryant plays a ball ahead for Chang. Chang got around his defender once, but not a second time. It's backheeled for Santillan. Bryant heading back for goal as the shot is high. Hit off the glass. Bryant able to handle it. Here come the B-52s. Bryant will come off. Dewey's back in. Long-range effort from Cordovas from the left side, blocked by Santillan. 1 minute left to play in this one. Pittman wide right for Cordovas. We're back to even strength now, by the way. Cordovas, diagonal ball for Ordell, but Moya stepped in front to intercept, and the touch took it all the way out to midfield, headed by Hobson back for Dewey. Dewey down the field. Poked by Chang into the left corner. It'll come around into the crease. Gloved by Flores. 30 seconds. Steal at midfield by Cordovas. Ahead for Ordell, left side. Ordell back for Cordovas. Long range effort with the left is high. Rebound comes out to Chang. Chang muscled off the ball by Sanchez. 10 seconds. Down the field by Parasoto, headed by Hobson right into the path of a Chicago player. Vaca down the left. 3, 2, 1. Hobson fouled Vaca, but it's as time expires, and that's your game. Final score tonight at Hartman Arena. Chicago 10, Wichita 5. Chicago's 14-0, Wichita 6-7. Chicago is on to the semifinals of the U.S. Open Cup, and Wichita's cup run is over. Take a 1 minute break, come back, wrap things up from Hartman Arena. This is B-52 Soccer on KGSO.
Why Emerson Biggins West? The food. Not just bar food, a step above. Big Lou would have it no other way. Always fresh, never frozen. Frozen chicken fingers? Not here. Frozen fries? Not here. Not at Emerson Biggins West. Try the homemade tacos. You'll be blown away. Big Lou has his own touch on this menu, and Wichita's crazy about it. Emerson Biggins West for the family, lunch, or dinner. Located at 21st and Mays behind Dillon's. You will not be disappointed.
If you are looking for a new bank to build a relationship with, let me suggest Home Bank and Trust Company. Personal, friendly, convenient. That's 3 words that describe Home Bank and Trust. Home Bank has a location on the west side at Central and Mays Road. Also on the east side at 13th and Greenwich. And with an easy online banking program, the transition to Home Bank is a simple one. Home Bank and Trust for personal and corporate banking. Home Bank and Trust, member FDIC.
This is Wichita B-52 Soccer. Once again, here's Dan Lucero.
It's all over at Hartman Arena, and the Chicago players en masse coming over to the Douglas Street Hooligans at Section 108 and applauding them. A class gesture from the Chicago Mustangs. The fans here may have felt that there was a little bit of milking some injuries at some points tonight, but at the end, it's all about competition and all about creating an atmosphere. And I think the most teams that have come into this building tonight, or this season, I should say, have appreciated what the Hooligans do. It's really unlike any other section that I've come across, certainly, in the PASL. And I think there is an appreciation for that for teams throughout the league who appreciate playing in an atmosphere like the one you encounter at Hartman Arena. And the Chicago players showing their appreciation there. And my hat is off to them. They're an awful good team, 14-0, don't lie. Final score tonight, Chicago 10, Wichita 5. Dan Lucero with you here with post-game coverage. We'll bring you the scoring summary tonight. It was Wichita who scored first. Colin Lauder able to lob the keeper after a bad pass by the keeper. Just chipped it right over him from about 70, 80 feet out and into an empty net. Lauder's goal is 7th of the year at 2:31, unassisted, gave Wichita a 1-0 lead. Chicago then would score 3 straight. Yoshio Sandoval's 3rd of the year from Wilo Martinez, coming just 17 seconds after Lauder's goal. And then just a minute and 5 seconds after Lauder's goal, it was a 2-1 Chicago lead. Martinez scoring himself. Wilo Martinez is 32nd of the year at 3:36. Brian Moya would start his scoring run for the night with an unassisted goal at 8:56 to give the Mustangs a 3-1 lead. Wichita would bounce back and through the new boy, Blake Ordell. In his B-52s debut, he scored an unassisted goal off a restart at 11:01 to make it 3-2, and then Ordell again on the power play from Hobson at 14:22. Ordell's 8th of the year, tying the score. We were tied at 3 after 1. The second quarter, Wichita was silent. It was all Chicago. Miguel Vaca scoring. Wilo Martinez on the assist. Vaca's 28th of the year at 9:39, made it 4-3. And then in the final second, literally the final second, Omar Santillan's long-range drive hit a defender and ricocheted past Jason Dewey into the net. Santillan unassisted his 13th of the year at 14:59. 5-3 Chicago into the locker room. Wichita would get one back early in the third, again with the extra man. Michael Chang firing home on the power play. The assist from his fellow Cuban, Eviel Cordovas. 7th goal of the year for Chang, made it 5-4 at 3:06 of the third. But that was all she wrote for Wichita being in the game, because Chicago started scoring in bunches. When it was all over, they would score 5 straight goals in that third quarter. Moya unassisted at 5:27. Moya again unassisted at 7:21. Adrian Ortiz from Moya. Ortiz is 11th at 9:07. Victor Sanchez from Guillermo Vega at 13:02. Sanchez is 15th of the year. And then Moya one more time is 4th of the night from Vaca. 4th of the night for Moya and 30th of the season at 14:19. When the dust settled, it was 10-4 Chicago heading into the fourth. And it was a quiet fourth quarter. Only goal coming on another power play opportunity for the B-52s. Travis Pittman with his 8th of the year on the power play. Michael Chang assisting at 5:40. That would be all the scoring in the fourth. Not nearly enough for the B-52s as they fall short, 10-5. Man of the match tonight, let's give it to the new boy, Blake Ordell. On his B-52s debut, he scored twice in the first period, including a power play goal that tied the game in the final minute of the first. Blake Ordell with 2 goals in his debut, the easy choice for tonight's man of the match. Though special mention, I think, should go to efforts from Michael Chang, who had a goal and an assist. And I thought this was Dan Sack's best game as part of the Wichita defense. Sack, I think, played very well and deserves a bit of honorable mention tonight as well. Next match for the B-52s, well, they've got a busy weekend next weekend. You'll hear them twice next weekend, in fact. Friday night, it's back to Tulsa for the 4th and final meeting of the season with the Tulsa Revolution at the Cox Business Center. That's a Friday night match, 7:05, the kickoff from the Cox Business Center. We'll be on the air live right here on Sports Radio 1410 KGSO, pregame coverage at 6:50. Then on Sunday, next Sunday, February 9th, it's the home finale for the B-52s as they host the Dallas Sidekicks. That's a 3:05, a Sunday afternoon kick. here at Hartman Arena. And, of course, we'll have the coverage for you on Sunday afternoon, just as we will on Friday night. One more time, tonight's final score, Chicago 10, Wichita 5. The Mustangs 14-0 and on to the semifinals of the U.S. Open Cup of Arena Soccer. Wichita drops to 6-7 with the defeat. For producer-engineer Daniel Flores, I'm Dan Lucero saying good night. Thank you for listening to B-52 Soccer on Sports Radio 1410 KGSO, and with Super Bowl 48 tomorrow saying go Hawks.
Son, you are good.
All right. Thanks, buddy. Great work.
Yep. Go Hawks.
Have a good weekend. Go Hawks indeed. Thank you.